What is up, homies? Time for another fireside chat. I'm your host, Mike Mason. For those who are not familiar, I film glass, I melt glass, I share glass, and we hopefully have a good time while doing it. So yeah, here's to another party. Let me take a moment to introduce you guys to my lovely co-host, Carrie Strope.
Oh, hi. How's everybody doing? Good to see you.
This is Carrie Strope. Between two spritzes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
her show. Guys, we have a dope show ahead tonight. We have an amazing demo from Snic, a man and a legend in the pipe making thing. He's been doing this for years. I came into it through his electroforming work, which I think some of you guys know. The work he's doing now is incredible. Yeah, I can't wait to share this demo. It's from Glass Vegas, which is an all-American functional, not necessarily all-American, but no import. Keep that stuff off the floor there. A really amazing show that has a World Series of glass. The Boro Derby is there. They had a band where everybody had glass instruments. It is quite the time. I know we've talked about it, but I just thought I'd mention a few cool things. There's just a few cool things I wanted to discuss before we jumped into that demo. Just some news type stuff. If you're in the Northeast, the Dosed show with Justin Carter is happening on the 9th, so this coming week. And then there's a class associated with that as well on the 11th, where he'll be teaching, all sorts of preparatory techniques and that sort of thing. So yeah, Stoked is in Connecticut. There's the Instagram stoked_CT, and
Hold on to the
everybody
seat
out
of
there.
your pants.
What's that?
It said, hold on to the seat of your pants.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it in previous weeks, but if you're haven't joined us in a minute or new to the show, Justin, he's done a couple of incredible demos for us. He was somebody who was kind of like one of my Virginia boys or whatever, who I'd see at these shows and at glass events and at classes and that sort of thing. And man, is highly, highly skilled lamp worker. He's part of this Virginia school of lamp working that I talk about. All these guys who came up through Emilio Santini at VCU and then kind of spread a lot of really fundamental Venetian knowledge, to other lamp workers in Virginia. So, yeah, man, I think would be an excellent person to learn from. So yeah, that's in like a week, and that's like just a 1 day class. So man, not a big time commitment, but an opportunity to learn a lot with somebody who is really excellent. And all the people at Stoked are excellent too. Zach and Charlie, the owners, and Tasha, who really runs things over there. I can't say enough nice things about those cats. And then everybody else who rents there and works there, it's just great vibes. So if you're in the Northeast, check that out. If you are in the Southeast, you've got an opportunity to learn with JDZ at Orlando Glass Union. Man, look at all those topics there. It looks like a lot of really cool stuff you can learn in a couple of days. And then it looks like there's some stuff that, classes don't always get into, like art and history and design and style.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
noticing that. That's pretty
yeah,
amazing.
it sounds really neat. When I learned the lathe with Mike Gannan, Merge Scientific, and Ben Belgrad, we had a like guest instructor, and that was Jeremy Grant Levine, really amazing artist. He's joined us on the show a bit. Did a really cool crane demo when he did the 1,000 glass cranes project. Anyways, yeah, and he wasn't there. He did a demo for us in the class. They made a really cool cup together, and he did one of those. One of the cranes, which is like a networking thing, but they're all the bridging process on it is super intricate and interesting. And but he wasn't there to really do glass. He was there to talk to us about his process of going to a museum and how he takes that inspiration in. And there was a lot of it was kind of cerebral stuff, the stuff that you don't necessarily think you're gonna, not the mechanics of glass, so to speak, but the all the other stuff that's important as well. So I don't know. That class sounded fun. Where did that go? Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, so that's coming up here the 9th and the 10th. So if you're in Florida, something to think about. And if this is if that's too soon, just keep an eye on the fact that you've got a spot in Orlando doing classes. That's important information there or whatever. Gosh, what else? Pipetown is still rocking. I understand. No, we're talking about Glass Vegas. They are now on as like a sponsor, and there's going to be all day screenings of Pipetown USA at Glass Vegas. So there should be opportunities for everybody who comes out to see that. It's man, I've had a chance to watch it again. It's a really cool film. So many of these glass workers I've had the opportunity to meet, and there's not really like a filter here, like in a great way. It's like they're having a conversation with their peer and their friend, which is the case. Joaquin, big shout outs to him for making this happen. Really cool flick. I can't wait for you guys out there to get to see it either at an event or maybe there'll be a DVD or a pay-per-view someday. I don't know. You really
Las
got
Vegas is sponsoring, so maybe it'll be fun there.
Yeah, that's what I was just mentioning.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll be doing screenings of it all day at Glass Vegas. So if any of you guys get a chance to step away from all the other million things going on at Glass Vegas, that's the deal there. Yeah, I didn't have anything else before the show. I'm ready to jump into that shit. Let's do it. Glass Central Station, baby. We're everywhere. Thanks to the support of some of you guys out there in the community pitching in and these companies. It means the world. It makes it possible for me to... I did virtually every major event this year in 2019. We're going to do it all over again in 2020 with hopefully some cool additions or, alternate shows. And yeah, I hate to take us away from the glass for even a minute, but I do need to acknowledge these companies. They're all fucking awesome. And they really do make it possible for me to, get that chunk of change and purchase the flights ahead of time. And there's so many little random things that add up. So anyways, I can't thank these companies enough for pitching in and helping make it possible. We have a new company who's pitching in, the Colorado Color Company. They make really nice line tubing. Also some milli and just regular tubing. But man, they've got all sorts of neat stuff. There's a link to their Etsy store where you can buy all this tubing and milli and great stuff down in the video description. So thanks to them for coming on, and great guys. So yeah, had a blast meeting them out in Denver. Anyways, here we are in Vegas with Snic. Back there in the corner, if you looked quickly, you saw the homie Rob Whitefire Glass over there filming another demo. And guys, if you didn't catch the video description yet or whatever, he's going to be making a cup, and he does the entire thing out of coil potted glass. So, man, it's like there's all sorts of cup making technique, but in terms of like your preparatory stuff, you've got like one technique, and we're going to see a lot of it. And so this is really, man, but like, this is a good guy to learn this from. This is a highly, highly skilled. He's been doing this since 1997. So this is somebody who's been doing this a long time and, regarded as an innovator and kind of trailblazer in the pipe making world, which makes this demo even more fascinating. He's somebody who I understand has learned and done classes at the Corning Museum, and, somebody who has had the proper training, so to speak. But you don't necessarily always see that manifest in their work. So I think it's really cool here to see him kind of just tackle, it's a traditional, like kind of Venetian cup making instead of your standard, what you'd expect. Yeah, there's the dock demo going down in the background and Emily Marie in the middle. HVO in the background powering all this whole stage.
That's right.
And, coil potting, you guys, is, for some of you guys who may be super duper new to the game, it's literally what you've seen here is spiraling this glass around. It's, I don't know who did it first, but probably like ceramics. It's a technique that they do to build up clay or whatever, or, into a vessel, and then they can shape it. So it's very similar concept. I think it's
probably even called coil potting.
No, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's the same. That's where word have come from.
Did you say you had a guess on this color earlier?
Oh, I think it's like a blue stardust. It doesn't look like a heavy blue. It might be. It's either blue stardust or a heavy blue stardust because you can see it's got some sparkle to it. And these are the things I should remember to ask at the time. But I'm just like, we're filming, baby, we're filming. And yeah, and Snic was on the stoic side. He was there to get the damn thing done, not talk to Mike Mason. No, just playing. It was super nice. But yeah, no, it's like I'm not. It's like if an artist isn't trying to be all chatty, like I don't talk to them. I'm not there to torch talk for real. Like I like to be as much of a fly on the wall as possible and not have some. It's like in Star Trek, they got the prime directive or whatever, like that's my prime directive. I'm not trying to interfere with civilization and shit. Every now and then it happens, but anyways, okay, so now guys, coil potting, what you do from here is once you get this closed off, it's a matter of condensing, and we'll talk about all that later, but I think what to notice here is that this is going to be a diesel coil pot that's going to be like a really tall kind of sundae cup. It's meant to look like a raindrop, like hitting or whatever and splashing up, and then the foot has a kind of a tendrils effect. You'll see what he does. I think it's really cool. But now he's just taking his time. It's a matter of being in the right position in the flame. He's kind of bouncing off that lip there and heating like an inch or whatever of the glass at a time, and letting giving it enough time that section heats up, and then coiling it around. This is just like one of 10 ways to do this. It's like dancing or something. Take for example Zach P. We filmed his demo at the gas conference, and like he would preheat virtually an entire rod at once and just go in like super fast, and this is a little bit more methodical, but he's going to be building up like a big the vessel here, and I think it speaks to what we're going to see later, where it's like, I don't know, I like the idea of like a rough shaping and then a more final shaping in anything that you do, and here he's like, he wants to make that sundae cup style where it tapers in. So it's like the coil pot is tapering in. He's kind of making his blank shape the way he wants to begin with, instead of like making a big ball, and then shaping it out or whatever. So I think that's something interesting to notice here, just the way he's building this out. And it's just one strategy, he's clearly comfortable with a big ass coil pot. If you're not that comfortable, you might want to start with like one rod at a time or whatever, and then you can, seal that up into another blank, and then cook that back together, so to speak, kind of thing, as opposed to doing one giant one. And here you see he's taking time to keep everything hot, because those are definitely like, it's just not sealed glass. So something to keep in mind is you can really see that heat in that glass. It's a good color for showing you that heat base, letting you know it's dank.
Your
what
cartoon
happens
has been mentioned.
What's that?
The cartoon you posted today was mentioned.
What? Oh, okay. Yes, that was funny. That one made me laugh. Commissions are like that too. Everybody talk big about like, well, I don't do commission and all that shit, but when somebody shows up with the money that you need, you know what I mean? All that shit goes out the window. There the homies are down there in the corner again. Big shout outs to the Colorado Color Company. Good guys making good tubing. What's interesting about the way they sell it is they cut it all to the same length, so you can kind of judge how thick it is, by how much you're going to get or whatever. Thought that was an interesting way of going about it. It makes a ton of sense, It's like, damn, why aren't they all selling it at the exact same length piece? But, some companies don't aren't as good as pulling long sections of sellable stuff, I guess. I don't know. In any event. Yeah, like I said, we're going to just get to watch a lot of coil potting here. But I think it's really cool to see how somebody like this, working at really knows what they're doing, goes about this. And, part of me wants to be all like, and this is the way and such. But part of me deep down maybe realizes that, like, Snic just didn't feel like bringing tools and supplies and stuff, so he just showed up with like a couple of blow tubes and like a pound of color rod, or maybe even bought the color rod there. I don't know, maybe he normally works without few tools. I should have bugged him more, but I have a feeling this demo may have been influenced by him not wanting to tote around a ton of stuff, that's just my guess. Maybe he would have done one of his more traditional functional pieces if he had a bunch of tools.
I mean, he likely had a booth though, right? So he probably had a ton of stuff anyway.
Well, I mean, not raw materials and tools if he didn't intend to bring all that, It was like, well, I can make cups with just a pound of color and some tubes, so.
Right? Just get it there.
Yeah. He's like, Mike Mason will never figure it out.
That's why he didn't talk to you.
So yeah, I know it looks a little silly now, but it doesn't got to be science. Like, we're not 3D printing over here. It's just it's more a matter of it being even glass that he's laying than it having like a perfect shape right now. I have a feeling he may have like heard a crack or something.
Right.
So he's given it a bit of the old annealing flame. The annealing flame. As Cesare would put it.
Is that what he would say?
Yeah. A little annealing flame. I love his Corning demos, where he doesn't have Emilio Santini doing the translating thing, because, like, Cesare, he can speak fine English, but it's like, like boxers and then them guys, like, they've always got the horrible translator, even though they can speak English. It's just, it's a matter of, being better for the crowd, the audience, so to speak, to have a more fluent translator. But no, hell no, the guy can speak perfect English, and when he does, it's adorable, because he's like, there's a little annealing flame, and then that sort of thing. And anyways, yeah, I like Cesare's Corning demos a lot. Emilio's are amazing too, but Cesare's were there's that Salem Masters series video where he's doing really cool stuff, like the foil encapsulation or whatever. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, definitely just type in Cesare Toffolo and look at his Salem Master Series demo. But he has Emilio narrating, which is technically a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just you don't get to hear as much of Cesare explaining to his class, that's and that sort of thing. And there's like an efficiency of language there. When like they're not just gonna be sitting there bullshitting about the weather or whatever when they don't really understand the language, like to feel comfortable doing that. So it's like when the homie's speaking, it's like those red letter Bibles, like whenever Jesus speaks, they got him in red letters. And it's like it's all red letters in those demos because all he's talking about is important glass stuff, that he really felt the need to say. And little details that I've actually learned from his demos that I didn't pick up on elsewhere. For example, when he's shaping, by doing pushing and such, like for the foot to get a more squat profile. One thing he doesn't say much, but he takes a moment to specify. He's like, you got to cap that end off. And that little trick that I picked up from his demo changed the game for me with making feet and stuff, because, I've learned from some amazing people and maybe I just missed it or maybe they didn't mention it. It's just when you have that back pressure, it allows, it allows the things to kind of act more evenly. And when it doesn't have that back pressure, I think it's harder to push an even shape that way. For me, at least. I don't know. I mean, Cesre's the one who said this, not me, so who's stop giving me a hard time. No, but little stuff like that I think is so important. And anyways, even if it's, somebody who's not a fluent speaker, it's I don't know, I in some ways that can cut the bullshit out, and really, like when they're talking, it's important. So just something to think about. Not like me, man. You got to filter out like 98% bullshit to get to the deep. No, I'm just playing, but I try to keep this show information rich and dense. So yeah, this pot is closed down now. You can see he just wrapped it down till it got a little smaller. At times here, he is using that torch itself as like his marker. Like,
I know.
Just the
That's
slightest
awesome.
amount of cheating. Don't tell Jess from Carlisle if you ever see him. This is just our secret.
You're not supposed to do that because
I mean, I think you can if it's like your torch, but I think that was like one of theirs that was there, chilling for the artist to use who didn't bring a torch, That's why it looks so fucking new. Look at that thing. You guys ever see a Carlisle like that? It's because it's brand new. So yeah, he is kind of just getting this thing into his, like I was saying earlier, it doesn't have to be some scientific shape just yet, because this is all going to get really hot and, in theory, condensed back a bit, so it thickens up. And if you've put even heat into it and it's, somewhat close to the right shape, it's going to want to cook back round. And that's really the whole idea, is that you need to cook it back enough times that all that little internal, all those ridges internally and externally have gone away. And, it's really just a matter of getting it, to that state of almost liquidity, or, whatever, fluidity. And then, letting it condense a bit, letting it puff out, and repeating that process until you've got, here he's giving it these, oh, I guess he's still letting it condense. He's just watching for it to even out now, and now injecting a little air. And that was interesting to watch what he was doing there, because he was just letting it settle down and letting it settle into a more even position before he puffed. And that's important. That's very difficult. It's one of these things where, like, I recommend to beginners to start working glass like what you see him doing now, where he's got a blow tube and a punny in one hand, or 2-point handles or 2 punnies, whatever it'll be. In the beginning, it's a lot easier to kind of cheat and just work off of one hand, and only attach a punny when you need to pull something out or whatever it'll be. And if you're only attaching a punny and getting that feedback, you're not going to train your hands to really talk. And that's what it really takes to shape glass on the fly, and have control of this material when it gets hot. You have to build that information in your brain, about what's going to happen and such. And then there's like a muscle memory to it that it just builds up over time and experience. So the faster that you can get comfortable working with this, and if you can do it without a blow tube, even better, because you kind of have to move. And in doing so, you're kind of training your hands to stay in the same position and kind of act as a lathe in that moment when you're kind of moving up and moving around. And we're not perfect, right? So before you give it that puff, sometimes you need to look at that molten section. And especially if it's something like this that's a little wonky, take it out. It's no rush. I don't know, for you surfers out there, like, when you're like teaching somebody to surf, they want to bounce up too quick and then they fall. It's like, there's no rush. The wave is going to take the board, and you've got a second to kind of bounce up with control. And that's the same thing there. It's like when you come out of the flame, it's a good thing to pause, because the heat is going to soak in a little bit more evenly, and it gives you a chance to really, kind of look at what you're working with. It's why a lot of guys like to have a mirror, so when they come out and they can kind of look at their piece from both sides and, see that it's even before they give it a puff. Like right there, before he gave it a puff, you could see it was just off to one side, and as it blew out to that one side. Like, that's what he's trying to mitigate. It's no big deal, see, because he's cooking this section in again, and it's going to just get condensed, and it's no big deal. It's just ideally before you puff, if it's still fluid, you don't want it kinked off to one side. And that's also the reason you want to keep rotating when you're giving air. You know, you don't really ever want to stop turning. So some of you guys have been doing this a minute or like, duh. But you know, it's when you come out. Sometimes there he did it again. He's letting that material kind of soak around and sink into center before he gives it that air, so that it's going to facilitate a nice even movement of material. It's all pushing and pulling if you think about it. So when you puff in, it's pushing from the outside, right? So just imagine like a little ring expanding from the inside, you know what I mean? And if it hits one wall sooner than the other because it's off, you know, then it's just gonna, you know, that sort of thing. So I know, I hope these rambles have been helpful. These are all the things that I'm thinking about when, you know, when I'm getting glass super hot, you know, and before I give it that puff. And if you got a, what's that?
People have been appreciative of the rambling.
All right, so word. That's what's up.
Keep going.
Yeah. I know. It's part of me just wants to run these things with music so I can be there with you guys in the chat. I really don't, you know, like, even growing up, you know, I was always kind of part of online communities for this or that, you know. We'd have like chat rooms where me and my friends would communicate all the time. So it's like, man, I wish I could be there with y'all.
Shane said, Mike's narrations are half the reason I watch the show.
Well, I appreciate that. So yeah, guys, you know, it really is just like a repeat to this process. The Revolution 9 homies in the back, man. Big shout outs to them. They cover all kinds of events out there in Vegas and do some cool videos for folks who have booths out there. Nice guys. And the homie there with the camera you just saw, man, he's always posting really thoughtful stuff. And to see the paintings in the background, guys, they have live painting. There's live music the first night with a couple of amazing bands. I imagine most of y'all have seen the Glass Vegas On Stage special, and it has like miniature versions of these demos all cut in with the music. And it was just kind of my attempt to give you guys the feel for what it was like to be stationed up at this stage, because you know there's a lot going on at Glass Vegas, but my zone was kind of the stage, and I wanted to make something that, you know, gave you like an hour of great music and great glass, and you know, wrap it all up into one thing. And you know, now we can get real deep with what's going on. Yo, big shout out to the homie Will in the background there. Y'all know your boy. If y'all want to follow what he's up to, it's deepskydude.com. His astronomy channel is doing well and really capturing some amazing stuff. And yeah, you know, here is again where he's, you know, letting a section of this get really nice and hot and fluid. Letting it condense a bit. I think he's letting it, he was letting gravity bring it down just a bit there for a second because it was kind of bunching up too much and he has a certain shape in mind. Just a guess as to why he went at that angle. But yeah, so he's, all right, here he wanted to use a Marver, he had to borrow it.
Oh, she's not using it?
Yeah.
I want that shit.
Yeah. Oh. He dropped something. Oh, he dropped his badge. Yeah. So there's Will, and then further ahead is the homie Rob. You guys, Bob White. He goes by more professionally, but Whitefire Glass. Huge shout out to him. You guys have seen a number of demos here from Glass Vegas that he filmed over on that third torch station. Second other times, but you know. And yeah, so here, this is a trick that I've seen a lot of cats like to do, where they give it air while looking at it kind of down the barrel. And this allows them to really get a uniform shape and watch that it, you know, watch the wall expand and make sure that it's hitting what they want. It's something we've seen Justin Carter do a lot, actually, if you've watched his demos. So yeah, that's definitely a move to tuck away if you're not already doing that at times. And you can see on that end, it's already starting to look a lot more proper. That's really beginning to look like a real section of tubing. And, you know, some of these colors are always going to show you a little bit of that process. Others will go completely, you know, fluid or whatever. And some look really cool when you do this. You know, these striking colors that are coil potted up. Twisty canes coil potted up. There's all kinds of, you know, the Mamka multicolor rods coil potted up. Okay, and now here he's pulling a point off of that end. And this is part of my theory that true ballers, you know, guys like Snic, they use color rods and blow tubes and such, you know. Clear is, you know, for beginners. No, I'm just kidding. I really do think that, though, he prefers to work on points. And now that this thing was, you know, good to go, he wanted to get down to like a point-sized blow tube. He just needed the bigger blow tube to do the coil potting and that game, where he needed a little bit more stability. And I think here he's going to do this trick where you kind of squat the end of the point down. You can flip it over onto itself, you know. But the real trick is, you know, to basically tag hot glass onto to the end of the point. If you're Cesare Toffolo, you grab your diamond shears and just kind of run them down the point, and when it hits that bit, it just, you know, snaps that off, and you end up with a really clean open-ended point. Just a quick way of getting those things open with a really clean end. I think now he's probably going to neck that point in. Check this out. He's grabbing water. It's like, that shit's hot. Let's cool it down. I tried to do this once and the whole thing cracked. I was like, alright, I'm not as cool as that guy.
I've seen that happen. With somebody else, not with you. So basically, I don't think that's that uncommon, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's definitely the risk you run if you cool something super fast. Alright, and here you guys, you know, nobody pulls a perfect point. And even if your point is really, like, almost perfect, you know, it's still gonna have an area where it's very thin going into the blank, you know, because it's pulled out. So it's definitely gonna thin out there at that connection, right? So what most people who work on points and do good work do is they go in on that intersection of, you know, they go in on the shoulder of the point, where the point, you know, where the shoulder drops down to the diameter, you know, like where the blank drops to the point diameter, and condense that in. And if you've made like one hitters, you know, and you just let that glass condense back, you know, for the constriction, it's the same thing just on the edge of that blank. So it, you know, and in this case he didn't really condense as much, but he definitely kind of necked it down to a very specific connection spot and centered it up. And if he wanted to, he could really thicken that area up more if he wanted. But I think at this point it's more about getting his blank on center and having this. I mean, look at that point too. It's, you can see it at the end where it's opened up. It's like, it's a nice point. He heated up a nice amount of glass to pull that out. A lot of guys, like the rule of thumb with points is that you want to heat up double the diameter. And on a blank like this, that's very difficult to do. You know, you gotta just heat up the end of a, you know, coil pot. But on a traditional tube, if you're breaking a tube down, if you really want like a nice, I mean, you can see the wall weight on that. Like, it's not super thin, you know? It's almost like what they call capillary tubing, where it's like solid with a bore going through it. And the trick there is to heat up the right amount of material and to not pull it out too fast. What you want to do is, you heat up double the diameter of the tube. So if you've got a 50 mil blank, you're going to heat up about 100 mil width on the tube to give yourself 2 nice point handles on either end. And these are point handles that will have enough glass to be stable. And then the other thing, he pulled that out a bit quick. But when you're working with like a blank or something, you want to come out, give it a minute to settle, not a minute, but give it a moment to settle down and give it that initial pull. Not a quick pull yet. Give it an initial pull to kind of set the flow and the shoulders. And then give it a second to cool down while pulling slowly. And then you can speed up a bit more. And then when it really cools to just the right, a little bit more, then you can give it that aggressive final pull to give yourself the length. But you're essentially setting that shoulder first and the internal diameter and with the second pull. And then you're really setting the length of the third pull. So when I think of a point, I think of like 3 separate little pulls. You never stop pulling, but you slow down to almost a crawl at certain times. And here he did the same thing on the other side. And this time you can see him really doing some constricting there. This looks like one that he really wants to work off of. See how he's really centering it up? Looking for it to be where he wants it. It was like hiding out, but that's what he's doing there. He was looking for it to be where he wants. So yeah, now he's got this blank with 2 points, and they're both kind of sectioned out a bit. Now he can really work on this blank without having to worry about the handles as much. That connection area has been kind of tapered down, so it's at least been thickened through that like tapering process, and everything is nicely centered. This is an ideal way to work. And it's not to get into like a point or blow tube debate or whatever, but the real advantage to these points is the diameter, and it's a gearing thing. Like for every rotation that you make with a point, it's going to send that blank around like 3 or 4 more times than you would with even a small blow tube, because the diameter is so much less, so there's a gearing thing to it. And when you get more rotations, you get more even heat. So that's kind of the ideal there. So, small blow tubes, 12 mil blow tubes, whatever. Anybody can make anything work. But, there's a reason some of these guys who do really fine shaping, like to work on these points. And it's a tremendous advantage to have a smaller diameter handle. Like I said, in that you get more rotations, more bang for your buck or whatever kind of thing. But the more rotations that you get, so long as they're on center, that means you get more even heat into the blank. And that just facilitates, it blowing out the way you want, shaping the way you want. That's all very ideal. And here, now he's going back to that other side that I remember I was like, that side's a little loose still, but he's just getting it on center. Now he's going back and really going to get this thing. See, this is where he's letting it thicken up a bit. Even like holding it down so gravity is like flowing a little material there kind of deal. Like to the point handle, which is thinner. Lou in the back, really nice guy, taking pictures. Yeah, so now we can really work this other side, which needed a little bit more condensing and that sort of thing, as I recall. But you see how it's got kind of the rough shape of the sundae cup already? And that's because he coil potted it into that shape, and even as he puffed it out, he was just working segments of it kind of at their thing. It was like like a special edition of the Thriller album or whatever. He's got Quincy Jones interviews and shit or whatever. He's talking about each track, and he's like, I forget, he's talking to some of the musicians or something, and he's like, don't worry, I'll work it with you at your level. And what he's saying is, if you're not Quincy Jones, I'll dumb it down for you. And I think it's kind of the...
And that's kind of how it comes off, too, so...
Yeah, right.
Perfect. Jess from Carlisle's in the background talking to some sexy young chick.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh man, that is a foxy lady back there. Sorry to get off track, but damn.
She's distracting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Bazooka, whatever.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're moving down to the middle of the section.
Yeah, no, but
now.
like he's working with each of these segments. I guess the joke there was that he's working with each of these segments kind of at their diameter. Was the joke that I'm trying to make, So he's like, he condensed the smaller end in, a little bit, but he never blew it out to like some huge thing, that would have made it into a more even section in the end. We worked with everything down, at its own size, even as he is doing here now. I mean, look, he's got this whole third of it hot. And see that? Look at that. Now it is.
It's pretty.
See that? And you see, look at how controlled he's moving, from the flame down to the blowing position, and he's looking straight down on it. He can really see that everything is on center and all that before he goes. I think this is a beautiful demo, man. Like, this was like an unexpected surprise, I thought this dude was gonna make like some kind of crazy pipe or whatever, maybe something with the lip wrap stuff. No. This dude came in straight Toffolo, even with the Toffolo style vest. You guys have seen his demo from the gas conference in 2017 of Murano. He's kind of vested up. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just maybe I'm a little nostalgic about that, but I was just like, oh man, my man rocking the Toffolo, baby. He's doing the damn thing. I don't know. Getting a little carried away here now, and look at this. Look at that distinct connection between the point and that blank. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that thing is ready to be necked at that position with diamond shears or whatever you want to use. He might pick it open because he doesn't have tools with him, but the idea here is that you've got this very specific, very centered place where it constricts down to and the diameter thickens up. So it's like when that pulls off, it's going to leave you a very thin rim that matches the rest, if that makes sense. Like, so having it, not only does it give you like this thickness between the hot area that you're working, so even though you have a super thin handle that gives you all that rotational advantage I was mentioning, if you thicken it up at that connection, it's not going to go floppy on you. It's going to be as thick or thicker than like a 12 mil or whatever blow tube, right? So these are some tenets, the timing of the point pull and then how you connect it to your blank and how you take the time to center it and thicken that up. I think that makes a huge difference in, in how points work for folks. And to each their own. I just don't want to ever hear anybody dismiss one that can't do it right. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's like, oh, points suck, they're weak, they'll break, or this or that. Like, I'm just laughing to myself inside. I'm like, man, I'd like to see how you pull your points. Because, I'll do this, just for shits and giggles and because I want to slice my hand open one day. But, like when I'm demonstrating this, I'll do it on like a 50 by 5 or a 60 by 5, and then I'll show folks that like when you pull that point right, you can totally just hold the point and support half the fucking giant tube. And that's a lot of weight, but when you pull the point right, it's fine. And especially if you condense the connection. Like I said, not to get into a point or blow tube debate. There's super valid points on both sides. And guys, here's Coil coming over. He didn't do a demo this year. He did a demo last year. This year he wanted to paint.
Yeah, he was doing a live glass painting demo.
Yeah, he did an incredible demo the year before though with that condo bear or whatever. If you guys remember that, that's on our channel. So just search for Coil. Coil's super cool cat. He took the Lauren Stump class with me years ago. We actually made some banana pendants together. And then here, look at that. That blank is really now looking pretty damn nice. It's to the point now where he can really make this thing into the shape of cup that he wants. He might do a little bit more condensing and puffing back out on that end. It's hard to tell. But, I mean, look at this now. That was rods like 20 minutes ago. Now it's like a big proper blank that's going to make a whole big cup. And, you know, here's something you note that he can tell there's like a little kink there. It's no big deal. He'll take care of that. That's the sort of thing you got to watch for, and then kind of let gravity let it come down, you know, before you give another puff or whatever. And while it's still got that heat in there, get it back in and get it hot again. You know, if you lose that heat and it's a little off, it's so hard to get heat back evenly into it, you know? But like it's just come off. It's still got its heat. It's easier to get it back up to temperature and fix any type of little kink like that. Just another random hollow working tip. And here you can see he's like affecting a little bit of vertical change on it now. He gave it a little bit of a pull there and then a puff, and now he's a little pull, a puff. He's just kind of bringing it back out to that more tapered shape. And here we're into like what I'd call the fine shaping phase, you know, where he's going to be putting heat into the blank and giving it more of these fine movements. And as opposed to all, I mean, like I said, that thing was a bunch of rod, and it was like some giant fucked up looking wizard's tree thing or something. I don't know. I mean, it looked crazy when it was just a bunch of coil potted stuff, but now look at it. It's gorgeous. And you can see he's condensing some material there. He's really getting a lot of it hot. I think he's going to probably do a big shaping move here.
You haven't seen this before, right?
I've seen it. But, you know, even if you've seen it before, it's hard to, like, be sure of exact steps, you know? Yeah, see, look at that. I was really inflating this. And to really give it that much of a move, he really needed to make sure everything was, you know, positioned properly to do so. And, you know, these hand positions, if you notice, he's always allowing that point to kind of rest in that crux of his hand there. And then those outer fingers, you know, kind of provide stability, while the inner two on the hand generally provide the rotation. And then on the other hand is always held down. This is kind of your traditional Venetian style. You can let that point kind of rest in the crux of where your pinky hits your hand, like where it meets the palm or whatever. Like, that can become almost a natural balancing point if you need it. These are the kind of the tenets of those hand positions that you see him using now. See how it's kind of resting in the, you know, the other crook or whatever you want to call it in that hand. And, you know, that can be very odd at first. But it's like as you build up those muscles in like the pinky and like the next finger in, like they kind of provide that support to the other two fingers that are doing the rolling. You can see him like tucking them in behind those other two fingers, right? It's like your hand moves in that one little, almost like a bundle of fingers until they hit the index and the thumb or whatever. He's keeping his index back a little. He's using his like middle finger and such, and ring finger a bit more than others. But regardless, it's more a matter of like making that bundle with your back couple of fingers, you know, that provide the stability to the other two while they're doing this rotation on the handle. And then the idea with the other hand always being held down, you know, like a palm up, so just like palm, like your hand facing down, is that lets you hold the weight of the piece. With your hand, with your palm facing up, as you do on the tooling hand, you can only support so much weight before you lose control, you know? So it's all about having control with that tooling hand. When you're controlling the glass that way, it's more like, you know, a pencil or whatever you've been used to writing with, and you have that full control of your tooling hand. And that's kind of what you're seeing him do with his fingers now on on the hand on the left side. But you know, the hand that's facing down on the other is always holding the weight, as much of it as possible. And then that tooling hand is always going to be the one closest to the area that's being tooled. So if he wanted to work on the side that... Right, now he's adding a rod to this thing, actually, I should mention here. This is going to be like the base of the cup, and he's switching to a rod. He's going to give it what's called like the Avolio or the connecting glass. I don't know if it's going to be like a really nice one or whatever, but that's what he's doing. He's adding this nice, thick connecting glass that will connect to a stem or to the cup. Anyways, what were we talking about? I already lost it.
Avolio and...
what was I saying just before that?
I don't remember.
Oh, damn. Okay, fair enough.
I think it was a natural progression, so, you know.
It wasn't, but that's okay. You clearly weren't listening to me at all, Carrie. Thank you.
Sorry, there was a moment in that where we got pulled back a couple minutes.
Yeah. It's okay.
The wizard tree comment.
That was a while back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we were talking about the hand being closer. That's because the other hand is always carrying the weight, and you want that tooling hand to be as close as possible to whatever thing you're shaping or affecting. So that's something to always keep in mind, you know. Well, he would switch hands if he wanted to affect the other side that was away from... Like, technically he should be on the other side, but... It looks like he's setting up for the... Maybe giving it a little more air there at the bottom. So he wants that to be in the hand where he can quickly switch it to his mouth. Oh, he's switched to fully over, or monkey style, as Roger Paramore calls it. Yeah, there's some thoughts on that hand positioning thing. A lot of guys just prefer to work over. It's an easier way to get started, that's for sure, because you can kind of clone your hand movements. Okay, so here he's really making it that drop shape. After he gave it that nice thick connection. And you saw that he heated up a nice section to that end there, and clearly more heated towards that base, and gave it that pull, and boom, drop shape. Speaking of cups, I think I'm going to go grab me something to put in mine. I'll be right back. Carrie, narrate the demo. Tell them the Venetian ways.
Yeah. Yes. Don't anybody tell him. He'll never know. Well, I was just thinking how beautiful that thing was, though, right now. So yeah, if you hadn't have that, wow, 103, we're up. If you haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead and hit that like button, because Snic will be terribly offended if you hit the dislike button or not the button at all. And then, yeah, if you guys want to make sure that you join us, hit the subscribe button and get notifications.
Yeah, do that.
All of that.
Yeah, I've never been too concerned about all that stuff, but it does help. And
well, you don't need to be concerned about that. I mean, if they join us, they join us. They join you. They are here to hear you talk about glass.
Yeah, I'm here for the party.
And, yeah.
But then when I look at it months later, you know, it's like, damn, 80 people like this. That's cool. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I gotta admit, sometimes that's nice.
Well, the subscribe and notification is pretty key, especially if they want to join in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that hottie in the back is probably messaging some dude.
Ooh, probably. Mm-hmm. He's not getting back to her. Apparently
Looking
he's busy.
good on that camera. And here, look at this
Wink,
thing
wink.
getting the real drop. Just letting it drop a bit, you know, and then giving it that air. You notice he rarely just comes in and gives much air at once. He will give us some air and then keep rotating, you know, and make sure everything is on center and make sure this cyborg in the back is not in his way. And and then you know, but no, the point being here is that, you know, giving a bit of air and then giving things a chance to settle down and then give it a little more air and then let things settle down and then give them a little bit more. It just gives the glass time to settle down and things homogenize, and that, you know, is going to give you a more even result in the end. There's guys who get away without doing that, but like they're really good. They're like putting a high degree of confidence, you know, in their ability. Now Harry's gonna blow the end of this out, and this is that connection that he made, that connection area that he tapered, and you know, if he had diamond shears, he probably would have diamond sheared it off there, but he doesn't. So he just kind of thinned it out a bit with that puffage, and then, you know, kind of hit that one spot and pulled it open now. And he's going to kind of cook it back, and looks like he might wipe some of that glass away until it's somewhere close to even. And,
So
you know,
clean already, though. I mean, yeah, he's got to clean it up, but that was...
yeah, it wasn't so bad. You know, it came off on one side and definitely left a little excess, but he went right in on that other side. And, you know, when you open these cups or when you open these feet, there's like 3 things that are really important. And it's that the hole is round, and it's that the hole is flush, you know, so it's like flat on the surface, and that the glass there is even. And if you have those 3 things, like what you just saw him do, is going to go well. As long as you have even rotation and even heat, you know, as you push that open. And here he's using this reamer. Look at this angle that he's hitting it at. He's got this angle that's always got the lip in there. And he's coming in behind it. Now he's out. And now it's really a matter of getting this glass hot and matching that profile that he wants. He's got a pretty small reamer for this. This is what you'd want like a parchophy for, which is like jacks, which are like big long blades that are made out of graphite. But look, he's making it work. Look at that shit. He used the cool glass as a guide for the tip of that reamer, and let that thing, and then let the glass get hot while it's resting on the rest of it as it tapers out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that looks pretty easy.
Yeah, you know, it does, but it requires all those setup things that I mentioned being proper, you know, that hole when you first flare it out needs to be really round, really flush, and the walls really even. And when you do those things, that will facilitate this nice clean opening. And you know, it's like if you were to heat it like this, he's doing really even rotation, right? And here he's doing another gravity rest and shape, you know, by just kind of changing the angle of that reamer. And, you know, gravity's doing most of the work here, is just letting it rest on that reamer and letting the glass get hot and even rotations. If the walls weren't even, it wouldn't open up evenly, you know what I mean? There's all these factors, and I mean, and now it's like it's not a hole that's flush or round anymore. It's much bigger, but it's maintained its roundness and its flushness because it was in the beginning. So, and yeah, the guys here with the incredible camera gear, this is the Headlife Media crew. They do an incredible like wrap-up video for Glass Vegas and other events as well. Man, they do really amazing, like super professional quality work. You know, it's like, man, I love filming full process glass stuff. That's my thing, man. I don't, you know, I have no illusions of wanting to make video like they do, man. They make the movie that makes, like, touches your heart and mind and has really cool interviews with the glass artists, and, you know, makes it into that 15-minute thing you can watch, you know. And they, like, the festival after movies, stuff like that. They do really high quality work of that nature. And man, yeah, cool cats too. So, we're back in the coil pot zone. This is the TDS coil pot red zone.
Coil pot zone. Coil pot zone.
Anybody see that cat that ran onto the football field during Monday Night Football?
Oh, that poor kitty.
That one announcer, like, he just straight ran with it. He's like, and he's approaching the 3. He's approaching the TDS red zone. TDS, people that know. Or some bullshit like that, man. He just completely rolled with the commentary, you know? Like, even threw in the fucking sponsors and shouted at the fucking sponsored red zone. It was amazing. I was like, fuck yeah, that is like grade A sports announcing. That's what I gotta do, man. I gotta sell...
Suddenly a cat starts running across the torch dock screen.
We're approaching the Paragon Kilns zone, you know, whatever. It's an extra $100 a month. Whatever. Oh, man, I'm just playing. Yeah, huge shout-outs to Paragon, man. And
board that, you know,
what's
all
that?
Of a sudden, I said animations across the bottom of the screen. All of a sudden, you see a cat running around in the field.
Totally. Yeah. Huge shout out to Paragon, man. I'm really stoked to have them on. I've used Paragon Kilns all the time, and
I love my Paragon Kilns. I don't have to perform maintenance on them. It's amazing.
Yeah, you know, I'm not trying to like go in sales mode here or nothing. I'm just proud to have them on. They support my work. And
just saying.
Yeah, you know, I do love the controllers on the Scut Kilns. They've got preset programs for striking and stuff like that. Like, it'll be like strike STRK, you know, and you tell it how many times you want to strike, and it'll shoot up to 1125, you know, 50 times and all that. It's they've got some interesting. Anyways, not to get into kiln talk, but I was just made a funny joke about Paragon, or I hope funny joke. Anyways, big shout outs to my dog Kevin out there. We love you, baby. So anyways, that's what's happening in the TDS Paragon coil pot zone. But yeah, so this one's going to be the foot, and, you know, talking about feet, I was kind of mentioning feet earlier. You know, when you want to make that foot, what you want to avoid is that bell-shaped foot. That's that beginner foot. That's that person who made their bubble and didn't make it squat. They didn't flatten the bubble a bit.
Maybe they're just going for a double-sided goblet.
No, they weren't. And nobody ever meant to do that. And the thing about that is like, it's a flattening gets you like half of the way there. Not half of the way there, but like 25% of the way there on that profile from where you're connected to the foot and where it goes out to the lip, right? Because it's going to be one side of that bubble, and if you flatten the bubble, then it's going to be, you know, naturally flattened out on that one side already, right? So that is kind of the first thing. And then, as I was mentioning earlier, like what I picked up from that Toffolo demo, when you squat that bubble, close your blow tube off. It sounds crazy, but like, just trust me and try this. When you squat any shape, close that blow tube off and see how that goes for you, with a little bit of back pressure. And I mean, that instantly I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah, I can squat any bubble perfectly. This is crazy. Oh fuck, thank you, Cesare. Just something to think about there. So, I mean, you know, here he's doing the same thing we saw before, just on a slightly smaller scale. You know, building that glass up, condensing it back. We're going to get this thing into a nice, even piece of glass that's going to be ready to go through this process. And, you know, it really is something to behold. You know, when you coil pot glass up and condense it back and all that, it's hard to get that really super even, you know, and then do really proper shaping on it, you know, and a foot with that centripetal flare and everything. That's just no joke. And it really, you know, shows the way that he's taking his time and getting, you know, like I said, even then when he goes down, it's subtle, but you can see that he's like looking down that blank and making sure that everything is on center before he actually puffs into it. All those little things. See, he was like going back and forth, and he saw that that little handle was going off just a little bit. Like I could even see it, on my screen, and he's looking right at it. Those little things I know it's like it's hard to describe. We're getting into that abstract thing where I feel like words are failing me a little, and that's not. I hate that. No, but it's man, it's like you really do just have to feel it out a bit and look at where it's going and feel if it's not wanting to move one way, if you gotta adjust it up that angle, and it's giving a little more. It's the most subtle thing, but you just simply gotta feel it out and mitigate the difference that you feel with each rotation and with each puff. And yeah, these are some of the finer points here, but it really makes all the difference in getting a nice even bubble, especially with two hands. If you've got a bubble on one hand, it's so easy to just let it condense back and puff it out and all that shit. That's child's play. I don't mean to like take away from that's a big deal if you make a nice bubble and all that, but what really does separate the men from the boys, in my opinion, in blowing glass, is being able to do hollow work with two hands like this, being able to add air to your piece and effect and shape and everything with two hands. That's like I was mentioning it in the beginning. Like I think I may have even just started talking too much about it. Like the end point that I was trying to make there is that like I encourage beginners to not get into solid work or working on one hand too much. Always find something you can do, where you're making like a hollow shape with two handles on it the whole time. It's easy to be like, oh man, I love these implosions and the this and the that, stuff that you can do with one hand, like you do your implosion, right? Even if you do hollow implosions, almost all of it is done on one hand. You make that bubble and blow it out thin and do all your work on it, and then condense it all back. It's all one-handed. And I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm just saying that shit is seductive, and it makes you think that you have more, skill and control than you really have when it comes time to do something that requires much more specific shaping. You know what I mean? And if you don't have a mold or this or that to help you cheat around that, then what do you have but your hands and your ability to tool and push and shape the glass? And anyways, yeah, so just resist the allure of one-handed work in the beginning. If you can find a process or something you actually enjoy doing that involves having two hands on it and puffing into the glass, while it's got another handle on it, the sooner the better. The sooner you can get that shit down, you'll instantly be so much more well-rounded. All right, here we go again. Making another baller worked point. It's getting serious now. The vest has come off.
Ooh, yes,
it's
has.
Getting hot in here.
The live painting has been torn down. I think the end is nigh.
Yeah. The Noah sighting drinking game is in full effect.
Yes. Noah.
Shut. No, if you guys aren't familiar, Noah is the HVO tech who is now blocked by Emily Marie. Well, there he is again. And there's that trick that we were seeing earlier. Not the best execution of it, but the idea there, now he likes to push it down, and I think that works better with blow tubes. You get that flat little end puck. Oh, with points, I like to heat a little bit up and use my diamond shears and flip that bit over onto the point. And then I just go right down it, with it in the diamond shear and bink tink. You can see Toffolo do this in his demos and Santini as well, probably. But anyways, great trick there. But yeah, Noah is fun to spot in the background of these Las Vegas demos. I have a strong preference for filming from this side, the side that I'm on. So that's why Rob is there. That's why Will is doing it. I mean, I don't know, Will do whatever he want, but he know the deal. Like it's the best side to be on from this side, in my opinion. Okay, and here we go. Look at this. Using the Guinness Blonde tap off bucket. I'm learning from that cat announcer. Like, using the Guinness Blonde tap off bucket, whatever. And he's doing the same thing that I mentioned earlier, condensing the end, and basically and that was a great example because he's like, using that bucket to stay in one super tight position, and he was just railing the shoulder with that center fire, polishing that end. Always polish your blow tubes, guys. I don't know if I think I mentioned this on the show when I came back from Melt or something, but like, oh my fucking god, people were handing Salt and Itai and Phil stuff to collab with because they're super fucking nice guys, and they want to collab with people. And like 25% of the time, people were handing them shit with really fucked up blow tube ends, like shit that would slice them open. And it almost became a running joke, because I was filming the main stage the whole time and kicking it with these guys. And we were just like, God damn, another one of these dudes who did not take the fucking time to do it. Especially if you're handing it to somebody else, polish that fucking thing, Okay, but anyways, so
behind the scenes with Mike Mason.
Yeah, anyways, yeah, so he railed that shoulder and let that glass condense back a bit, so he has this really nice connection point that's not going to get weird or wonky or anything. And this is so essential. If you want glass to puff out evenly and make even cups and even bongs and all that shit, it simply requires, like, your handles being on fucking point. And if it gets hot and your handle comes even the slightest bit off, now you cannot puff evenly. Gravity no longer affects evenly. The torch is no longer hitting it evenly, so it's not putting in even heat. All of that just goes right out the window and they compound one another, So it's just so important to have your handles on straight, and if it's going to be something like this where you're going to get this whole thing hot and try and turn it into a particular shape, in this case a squat bubble, then you see that? Look at that, he was getting that shoulder there to go more flattened out, Just kind of pre-shaping this squat bubble. But anyways, yeah, like it's just not possible to put even heat and affect glass evenly if your handles are off. And they, like I was saying, they compound one another. So as soon as your handle comes off, then you've started to put uneven heat in it, then the walls start to shift around, and then you're totally fucked. It's almost impossible to get that, without treating it like a coil pot and condensing it all the way back and almost starting over again and redistributing that material. But just remember, glass wants to be round, walls want to be even. I know sometimes it's like, hey, go back into my like my Italian impersonation here, but they're always like, oh, the glass, she is like woman, sometimes you treat her wrong, she no love you. But that's bullshit, yo. Glass wants to be perfect and beautiful and kind to you. Walls want to even out. You simply have to give them the right conditions, which are even heat, even rotation. You know what I mean? That sort of thing, even gravity.
Is this your relationship advice?
I don't know. I don't think so. Glass is so much easier to explain than women. You know what I mean? There would be like 10,000 people watching right now if I could talk about relationships the way I talk about glass. Like, man, he studied with all the best counselors. Now he fucking tells us what it is. No, that's not happening. I cannot help you there. But I can tell you that glass is really awesome. I'll tell you that. You've got a leg up. And look at that. See, there is that thing where he closed off the point handle before he gave it a bit of that push. Anyways, yeah, It's such a silly thing to say, but it's like, it's so true, you know? Just give it even heat and even rotation. Walls will even out. Bubbles will be round. All of it. It really does. It's, there's Sheila from Paragon actually in the back. Is that right?
Yep, Sheila got to retire. Kevin is her replacement.
Yeah. The homie we shouted out earlier was Sheila's replacement. She's amazing. Shout out to Sheila too. But Kevin is like my road dog out there. And yeah, I mean, and if you guys come out to the shows and you go by the Paragon booth, you'll probably meet him. He's a cool cat. Tell him you're a big fan of the Longhorns, and he'll probably buy you a beer.
He's a Longhorns fan.
Yeah, he'll probably buy you a beer if you tell him you're a Longhorns fan.
Do the Texas Longhorn sign.
Yeah. All right, I think here he's going to attach another solid handle and let this kind of thicken up there and connect to it. And then this will kind of become the blank that's going to make the foot. But that's the idea with these cups and feet and such, is like you get it right and then remove one of those handles, and then connect that solid section that'll be, that'll get the Avolio, the connecting part. There's a lot of details to discuss here, and especially because Snic is kind of doing this, through our lens, which is pipe making. I don't really think you see many Venetian dudes doing coil pots. You know what I mean? Like, that was more of a thing that we do because there's a lot of colors we get that we don't get in tubing. It's a harder thing for us to come across tubing. It's like, these guys over there, they just buy tubing cases and go to town. For the most part, as far as I can tell.
Is that because it's soft glass?
No, I mean, even Toffolo and like the Ballerine brothers, who are like Toffolo's, like cheaper knockoff guys. Not the kindest term, but the if you know I'm talking about, man. Toffolo for life. What? But gang. Anyways, nah, but like you don't really see Toffolo like doing blanks out of stuff that doesn't come in a tube already, Like I'm sure he could or would. You do see these guys stripe tubing is what you see them do actually. They're much more. That's something I learned from like Mattis Cookie, for example, is one of my first and most important teachers, and he is like direct protege of Emilio Santini, and then went and was like Toffolo's assistant for a time, as I understand it. And there's this is the solid Avolio connecting glass that I was mentioning, by the way, guys. So he's getting this big, solid, gorgeous connection here, and this is the glass that's going to connect to the stem or whatever, to the cup. Anyways, if you watch Mattis Cookie's demo from the gas conference in 2017 on our channel, there's this beautiful moment where Matt talks about how important Cesare was to him. And I mean, I don't even want to spoil it. It's just like all of us were like fucking misty-eyed at this moment, because Matt was like kind of just tearing up, right? Recognizing this person who was so important to him and taught him. He's talking about he taught him virtually everything he knows, and then this is somebody who came back, and him and Emilio, have come back and shared so much of this with us. And I don't think most American pipe makers recognize the debt that they actually do owe to these cats. It's not just like a indirect thing. Like, there's so many of these cats, especially in this Virginia school that I talked about, where literally Emilio is the professor of VCU in the glass program, and there's so much of this actually does have a lineage over there. But anyways, we got on this tangent talking about like probably not coil potting, but we definitely got off track there. But anyways, all right. So he's added this nice connecting glass, and I think he's given himself like a nice, really even handle here, because when you want to flare that foot, you want to have a nice long, even handle. Roger Paramore, another one of my important teachers, you know, and he's like the opposite school. Roger Paramore is like your classic guy who's not into points. He's all blow tubes, you know, and these two schools of thought have kind of, you know, because Roger Paramore is also one of my most important teachers. Like he truly informed my understanding of how heat moves through glass, you know, as a material, and how stress moves through glass as a material. And when I talk to you guys about thermal and mechanical stress, and that most of that is just almost directly from Roger's notes, you know, kind of thing. But they have very different ways of working. And then you take somebody like another teacher like here's where he's squatting the bubble, by the way, guys. Look at that. See, he's closing that off. Did you see what I'm talking about there? He took his finger and put it over that end.
For like a split second.
That's what I'm talking about. But that was
Crazy,
the moment
yeah.
that was the moment he was doing the pushing. And like I said, I learned it from Toffolo's demo, and I think it's really important. And so here he's just right on that rim. And see, there he is. He's doing it again. He's putting his finger over the end and making a closed off system, you know, whatever, so that when he gives it that little compression, you're getting some back pressure. And look at that. That's a really nice even squat bubble. See, so it's like we're not looking at it straight on, but I hope that you guys can see what I'm talking about, how it's now gone to like this, you know, like more like a UFO shape or something than whatever. And now that's going to blow. When he flares the one side of it, it's already flat on the other side. So that's what I was talking about. And there, see, he did it again. He's gone through a few sessions of flattening here, and each time that he makes that compression move, he caps off that point. And like I said, man, maybe I just missed it, but like I learned from some serious cats, you know, and I just never picked that one up until that Toffolo demo. It made a big difference for me. So if there's anything you guys can learn tonight, man, that's the one. That's something I feel like I'm not seeing everybody do out there, and it makes a big difference. All right, so now the mission is to get the handle off and to get a same deal as the cup. A round, even, and flush hole. It looks like he's really, he saw that as just maybe the tiniest bit off, so he's correcting. See that? There's a little bit of kink there. And unlike in the bedroom on your glass, that is not good.
Just a little bit of kink?
Just a little bit of kink. No, nothing wrong with that. Keep it fresh. There it is again. Capping that point off and giving it that compression. It's a subtle detail. It really did, man. That changed the game for me.
Somebody's concerned that isn't he burning his finger when he does that?
No, there's no hot air coming out of it.
I mean, the other side's open.
No, the other side is closed.
Is it?
Yeah, he's just connected to that solid connecting glass.
Oh, that's a rod on the other side?
It's a tube, but it's connected to a solid piece that he added earlier. See, there's like a solid Avolio connection part. See?
Right.
Yeah, so no, it's not open. When he's capping it off, he's giving himself back pressure in the vessel. And it almost looked like he went too far now. See, it went like a little concave on the side with the point. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But he's got to get that point off now and open this thing up. But it's just so important that this is even. So that when it really starts getting, the centripetal force affects it evenly. Oh, no, a drinking game.
I was going to say, Snic even looked over at him.
Big shout outs to Noah, man. He's, you know, I'm here with Carrie, who works at HVO, so Noah's like one of my local homies now, and we even had him over the other day. Nice guy. Shout out to Emily Marie in the back. Will has that footage. I don't know if we'll ever get to see it. Maybe I can convince him to send it my way. Alright, so here he's doing that same type of move where he wants to do like a flame cut, you know, by puffing it out and letting the flame cut it open. See, there it goes. Using the point to pull off some of that excess. And, you know, there's definitely some extra glass there to clean up. So now he's got to get rid of it. It's no big deal, though. The rest of the walls are all so even and proper that, you know, if there's some weird little thick chunk there, it's, you know, just wants to come right off. And he thickened up that connection, you know. So it's like that thick connection isn't going to want to blow out as quick, you know. It's blowing out on that thin rim. Now here, you guys, if you could see the angle, there's this angle that you want to use when you're doing this. Look, he's even holding his heart, man. He's like fucking praying to God that this goes well, because Mike Mason's filming. And not just playing, but like it's it was just really focused on that rotation. Okay, the angle there, you guys, is that you want to be hitting that lip such that you're mostly focused on the front lip, but some splashes back into the cup, or into the foot rather. So that's the deal, is that you're mostly hitting that very front lip, but you're not like straight in, you're back a little bit, so that it's also splashing to the inside of the foot, so that shoulder where it goes from, you know, flat to round in on the bubble, so that's also getting hot. That was the key. And Emilio Santini talks about this in his demos and such, but, you know, it really is all about that angle. And it's that angle where it's not straight in the flame, but it's a little off to the side, so that you're hitting the front lip of the bubble, if that makes sense. Like if it's rotating towards you, it's that front point that if you did a karate chop at it, that you'd hit first, you know? That's that front lip. That is mainly what's in the flame, but the angle is off just a bit. Like if you're looking at it straight on with it in your left hand, it's tilted a bit to the right so that the flame can splash into the foot too and hit that inside shoulder. And you know, if you're Toffolo, man, you really go at it from that angle, and he flattened it out a bit more than a lot of these guys do. A lot of them will flatten it, don't get me wrong. But then, as they're doing this, they've got the parchoffi. And, okay, here's where he's doing the splash move. Check this out. He puts it down before he does the pull-up. I see people make shit look like it wants to splash, and they're always doing it up in the air, and it doesn't look right. He's, like, pulling it down and, like, pulling up. And I feel like that somehow gives it a more realistic look. Anyways, okay, what some of these other guys will do is they've got those parchoffis, which are like the graphite blade jacks, you know? And they'll go in and hit it and kind of, you know, lift that angle out, the final bit of angle shaping, you know, so that it's really flat. He didn't really bring any tools, though, so I think that the way he flattened it before he did that, and look at this, here he is again, pulling it out, and it's a timing thing. Letting it cool a little before he does the flip up. I thought this was a really cool look because of this. He just does it to a bunch of places on it. Anyways, there's a lot of ways to deal with that foot thing, but they are all predicated on that. Having that whole, you know, flush, walls even, round. But then from there, that angle is super important. You know, if you're like, you can see it in Roger's Paramore. I have a demo that he did at the AMFO a few years ago. And you'll notice that he uses a reamer, kind of how Snic did the cup when he opened it. And he's got that reamer literally like inside the foot, pressed up against where that solid of like section is on the other side. He's like using that little divot to keep the reamer centered, and then kind of just lifting it up to flare the rest of the foot like to give it that super flat profile. There's all kinds of ways to skin that cat. His method was to really make it super squat first. And anyways, yeah, I thought this was really neat. That foot was gorgeous, but he's giving it this like really cool splash look. I think he was just kind of running with the color there, you know. It had a really nice kind of aquatic look. Mm-hmm. And guys, early heads up. We're going to be playing games tonight. If you want to win amazing prizes, you're going to need a second screen. You're going to need one screen to watch the show and one to use as a controller. So this can be a computer with another browser open that you have the show in one thing, and then the other browser can load the controller site. Or you can use your phone with the thing on your computer or TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But you will need to have a second thing that'll load a website that acts as your controller for the game. Or you can just watch and enjoy the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up soon. Because as you can see, we're about to have a cup. Look at this thing. All right, and here we go. And, like, there's all kinds of ways to skin a cat like this, but he cold sealed up to that back. And, has the cup in his hand. Kind of deal. When you're confident in your glass, you can do these sort of things. But look at, all right, and this is something important, you guys. When you don't have, like, the best control or whatever, or something's big or unwieldy, just go back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. It's simple, but it fucking works. It works so much better than flailing around when shit gets weird. Just one to tuck away there, So that back and forth move really does, really is conducive. When anything, I've seen Kiva Ford do this on like 100 mil heavy wall blanks, that he does the encasement globes on for the sculptures, shit like that. All right, here it is, getting the final kind of, he polished that punny mark, and while the heat was still there in the stem, he got it straight. And that's a wrap. We did it. I can't believe I talked for like an hour and a half about cup making. I was like, damn, how am I going to talk for more than 15 minutes here? But we found a way. We made it happen. So anyways, guys, these companies, are amazing. They're why I get to share awesome stuff like this every fucking week. I can't thank them enough. And then some of you guys out there, we got the Torch Pass thing. I share some really neat stuff there early. 6 months early, in fact, generally is how that works. But whatever. The point being is that these cats all come together to make this possible. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are the best. These companies are the best. Whether you're pitching in or not, just being here for this party or checking these shows out makes it all possible too. So, huge shout out to everybody in the audience. But I do want to take a moment to just let you guys know these are the companies and the cats that are making this possible every week. So, all right, let's talk games. Let's talk giveaways. You guys, the homie KGB Glass, who's been joining us, maybe he's with us tonight. I'm not sure. Incredibly kind. He noticed how I like to do these giveaways and sent me over some really fucking awesome shit. Got these giant mood mats.
Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some holes in them, so I don't know, they might be seconds. But no, I'm just fucking around. They're donuts, baby, they're donuts! KGB is the glass donut man, and, as I mentioned on the show, he's somebody, I've been a fan of his work for years. It's just a really, man, I so many years ago, I remember being into his work, and then I learned that he was, actually a donut maker, and had this whole, really cool backstory to it. I don't know. I can't give him props enough. So we're definitely going to be giving some of these away later on. Let's do one now. Go ahead, throw some numbers in, 1 through 200, and then we're gonna jump into the game. So we'll give one away for the folks who don't have a second monitor, this or that. I do want to give. I got a sticker pack too. What? Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, and the homie also sent a bunch of cool stickers. So whoever wins, I'll throw some of these stickers in there. These cool ones, man.
In the chat.
He is in the chat. Fuck yes,
He
dude.
is.
Thank you so much for making this possible, man. And these stickers are amazing. The Eclair sticker. Yeah, this is tight as hell. So definitely throw some numbers in. Check this shit out, you guys. In donuts, we trust.
That's pretty sweet.
Fucking awesome. Hell yes. So yeah, we're going to do one giveaway for one of these, but then we are going to play murder trivia party.
Do you happen to have it loaded up?
I don't have it loaded up yet, but you guys are going to experience trivia murder party shortly.
It'd be cool to give a little like preview of what they might see. Just
All right.
what it looks like.
All right. Well,
Love
yeah,
it.
we'll give you
Love it
guys.
putting numbers out here.
I will tell y'all the Torch Pass update real quick. This is from Skaz, and what's on Torch Pass is that marble and the claw that holds it, and how he makes the claw hold the marble incredibly securely, but also removable.
Wow.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah. Let me find.
So yes, if you have a
Yeah.
computer or a TV in front of you and one of these guys, that will let you play these games in a bit. Or, you know, like Mike was saying, if you have a computer in front of you, you can open up 2 browsers. One of them will be your controller and one of them is the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be on Twitch, right? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Afraid to play that trailer because it'll like they're gonna give me like a copyright strike or something. Yeah.
Well,
We're not gonna do it. The game's gonna happen. Don't worry. The game's
yeah.
fucking awesome, and we're gonna do it in like 3 minutes. Okay, just get those numbers in. I'm not playing games. Also, guys, and speaking of not playing games, I'm not trying to sound like a butthead here or nothing, but yo, I gotta mention one thing, and like institute a new rule for these giveaways, yo. If you win one of these giveaways, you must hit me up immediately. These giveaways are generally, you know, like if I do it in the group, it's whatever. But if we do it on the live show, these are for people who are right here with us. And, yeah, like, I'm not trying to get on anybody's goat because it's happened a few times. It's not about anybody personally. It's just I have to set better boundaries. If you hit me up a week after a giveaway or 2 weeks after a giveaway or 3 weeks after a giveaway, it's like, fuck that. The new rule is that if you win something, you must send me your address right away. And I recommend all of you do this with your giveaways, man. Like, giveaways are free, man. They're a blessing. Like, just cut it. Cut the wasting of time for anybody, yo. Like, if you win something, write to me right away. MikeMason@gmail.com. Give me your address. Great. If I don't hear from you, like, right away, we're gonna give it away on the next show. And I don't want to call anybody out. It's like, but we did a really nice giveaway last week, man, and it's still sitting here because I like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put it away, and it's like frustrating me. I'm like, God damn it, put all this bullshit away now because some guy, you know, I'm not mad at this person. Like, I love you, man. You're my boy. But like, if you don't want the prize, let me know. You know what I mean? Because we got like all this color shorts and everything. This is like over half a pound of color. You know, it's like 2/3 of a pound of color. All these cool stickers and all this stuff, and then the homie never got to me, and it's like, from now, it just made me realize that I need to set a boundary. If you win a prize on my show or on my group or whatever, hit me up right away. Get me your address so I can pack this shit up and get it out the door, because I don't want to have to, like, trash, or, no, it's not trash, it's just, like, I don't want random things sitting around, and then when I gotta put them away, and then I gotta find them later, and all this shit, it's making something fun into something not fun. So let's not do that. Let's just, if you win something,
Agreed.
and it's not just about me, it's if you win something on anybody's giveaway, just hit them up immediately. Get them an address, make it easy. Especially I do this like every week, you know, and I love to. It's just when people win stuff and don't hit me up, yeah, man, that becomes a frustration. I don't want to have to hunt homies down either. Man, that's not happening for a giveaway. So let's just... all right, let's pick a number, and then we're going to play some games together. It's going to be fucking great, trust me. This game is hilarious and a lot of fun. All right, we're loading up. Is everybody's numbers in?
I think so.
All right, here we go. 200. All right. Clickety, 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 clack. All right, do we have an 86?
1 of 4, but it's JRCC, so let's see if it's only his name. It looks like.
No.
Yep.
All right. Clickety clack. We're going for exact numbers. We're gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing. Oh, we got a winner. Justin Fish. Get at me, baby. What I have for you is a sticker pack and a KGB mood mat. Shit's hot. What's going on? My thing's giving me trouble. There it goes. All right, so. And because you were the first winner, I'll let you pick a color. You've got green, you've got blue, or you've got the classic, the pink. Real pink, but that's the hot shit. Yeah. All right. And now we're gonna play games. Is everybody ready to play games? Is everybody down?
Let's do this.
Gameplay. I got sticker packs for you guys. All right. So yeah, the other two. You got to play games to win tonight, you guys. That's the deal. So you're gonna need a second screen. I'm gonna show you all how this works. Let's get this bad boy going. Where is it?
This is a good time to pause and get a drink, too.
It is.
This is getting set up here.
All right, here we go.
The tar pit.
We're doing this.
The serial killer is running an absurd trivia game.
It's happening. And you guys are going to be able to join this. It's going to give us a code here shortly. I just have to set it up. Extended timers.
Oh, are we going to play right here?
What's that?
Are we playing right here?
We're playing it right here.
Alright.
All right, guys. So
what you need to do is go to jackbox.tv. Right?
that's right.
Alright, so let me hit that. Jackbox.tv. So if you're watching this on a TV, you can use your phone as the
All right.
controller.
Yep. Oh, we have another guest. Fuck yeah. All right, Dingo.
All right, let's
Dingo's playing. This is good.
see. Room code ICEG.
This is awesome. All right, fuck yeah, people are doing this. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. This is great. Hell yeah. Oh wow, we're ready to go. All right, you can
Look
join
at
the
this.
audience now and vote and stuff. This is crazy. Wow. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
All right. All right. We're off to a great start. All right, I'm going to give it one more minute. I'm grabbing a beer. And you guys join, and then we're going to get this bad boy started in like 2 minutes or 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever.
Sweet. There's 10 people in the audience. Apparently, I'm one of them. I slept. I'm so happy to see people playing. This is great. Totally. Woo woo. It is going to be fun. Kind of glad I'm in the audience because now Mike can. What's that? I was gonna get a spritz, so I know. Well, I'm in the audience, so I could get your beer if you wanted to start it. All right. All right. Mike's grabbing a beer. The advice that I passed along. It is a good time for that. And I think, yeah, if you didn't get a sign in as a player, there's 8 players, and that's what this one maxes out at. You can join in the audience, and I think it'll be a good watch. It was pretty funny earlier. Welcome.
Holy
back.
crap. 18 of you guys are in the
know.
audience. This is crazy.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Are you ready, Carrie?
I am ready.
All right. We're ready to do this. Here we go.
The local residents familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply as the Murder Hotel.
Crashing into another car, and then another car went ahead and crashed. The infamous hotel was run by a mysterious family for several generations until closing.
In unrelated news, the trivia murder party killer is still on the loose.
Up next, old medicine.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. Death's in the air, and there's free coffee in the lobby. Only one of you will survive. Also, if you have any feedback on the hotel side of things, please pull me aside during the game. I'm all ears. Okay, first question. What is salt and pepper? Use your device to answer the question. I'm talking to you too, audience. Almost out of time.
Is this like current salt and pepper though, or like legal issues salt and pepper right now? You know what I'm
And
saying?
the correct answer is,
Don't be
who
spoiled.
got the question right?
Yeah.
The rest of you, it's
This is simple,
time.
the audience gets the answer.
Welcome to room 113. The hairdryer's broken, sorry. Let's use one of my cousin Aloysius's old stage props.
Oh my god.
Pick a space
We
inside
get
the box to
Bethlehem
hide.
Burners, too.
When this was used in magic shows, there were safeguards inside to prevent injury. But don't worry, I took those out.
Ooh. This is gonna be
I don't get to do anything here.
you might get to stab the sword.
Oh, that's true, because, yeah, me
Choose
and,
now, or
Yeah.
I'll choose for you. Looks like some people didn't think it was necessary to hide. I guess I'll just put you here then. It's time for the volunteers. Good news, I'm giving you a sword. On your device, choose a row or a column to run your sword through.
2 swords?
Gee, I wonder where they're hiding. Stab, stab.
20 people waging.
Ta-da!
Yes, I did it! Sorry, Tara Sheep, I wagered on you.
nice.
Don't worry. The end of your life isn't the end of your participation. Keep playing and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game. Oh, by the way, the audience is a player now and can win the whole frickin' game.
What?
If you're not ready now, you can join the audience whenever. It's like super low pressure. Let's try another one. When did a human first reach the South Pole?
Jeez. Man, we got enough time to Google this. Fuck that.
Hey, no Googling.
No Googling, people.
No Googling. Use your reasoning. South Pole's near Chile. Chile.
Time's almost up.
Stop Googling now.
Stop Googling.
Who picked this?
Like, no, I don't want to die.
Oof.
The rest of you who are still
It's about
alive,
40 years old.
come with me. Salutations! Welcome back to the killing room. Now we learn obedience. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out. The player who follows the fewest rules correctly dies.
Most disobedient, huh?
And it's already begun. The rules are on your device now. Rules, am I right? Rule time is coming to an end. I was pretty clear about what would happen if you didn't follow the rules.
Wish I knew what was going on there.
Sorry, Bike Glass.
After I ran away from home to pursue my dream of being a game show host, I promised myself I'd never come back. But here I am. You know what? This will make a great chapter in my eventual memoir. Let me write it down. Let's keep moving. What was Waluigi's first appearance?
Exactly.
Time's running out. Who picked
Alright.
this?
Damn. Oh, I did. Nice. Hell yeah.
Follow me.
Congratulations.
Congratulations! You've been entered in my scratch ticket giveaway. Scratch and find $3 to live. If you keep scratching, I'll give you cash for every $sign you find. But if you scratch off even one skull, you die. Scratch away.
He's shaking.
Oh!
If you have a losing ticket, come with me.
17 of us are correct.
Man, I'm kicking ass when I can't actually win.
We're here. When one player is left alive, we'll go to the final round. Next question. Seriously, who framed Roger Rabbit?
Damn. Somebody's Googling.
Time's almost up.
The audience, they're just taking their time to deliberate.
Who picked this?
But not very well.
I want to show you something.
Did you get it wrong?
Yup. But I'm in room 420. It can't be so bad.
The lost art of letter writing. I'm going to dictate a message to you. Write down as much of what I say as you can. Everyone else will be typing too. And if anyone does a better job than you, you die. Get your typing fingers ready because I'm starting right now. Dear people of the neighborhood, have you seen this cat? It has the eyes of a cat that has seen far too much and answers to the name Muffin. It has been missing for 5 years, but I have reason to believe it's immortal. Please do not feed
I'm
it,
fucked. I'm out.
for it eats only darkness. Time's up. Now let me just see what we have here with a quick and here's how you did. But did anyone do better than you? Taking dictation is a lost art, and
What the
you?
fuck?
You were fine.
Alright, alright. Well, I kicked ass. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Let's try another one. How many shapes are there in Tetris?
What? I don't understand this numbering system. Why is it like 1 6 2 7 3 8 4 9?
It's a little bit confusing.
They fucking with me.
Almost out of time. Who picked This.
What? 7?
Time for consequences.
Lucky 7, right?
There's 7 shapes?
Obviously.
It's the classic game, Chalices.
We just fucking saw a
I've
chalice
given
get
each
made.
safe player a
The
poison
audience.
pellet.
Guess who will die and win money?
Pick a chalice to
Or
drop
no
your
one.
poison in.
This is amazing. We just saw a cup get made. How cool
That
is this?
Pretty cool, yeah. Well, obviously he's going to choose the skull. This is the colors of tonight's demo.
How do you choose?
Now it's
I
your
don't
turn
get
to
choose.
play.
Oh, I gotta play.
Yeah, you choose.
Pick a chalice to drink from. If you drink from a poison cup, you dead. Refreshing.
You
Now
dead.
let's see what you drink.
You dead.
It's
Uh-oh.
refreshing and toxic.
Oh no. I fucked up. This game is no longer fun. I'm not winning. I'm just playing. It's awesome. Damn. Some of you guys are kicking ass.
Let's keep moving. I would use a unit called a bolt if I was measuring what?
I fucked up. Can I go back? Damn
Get
it.
more money for answering quicker.
I don't know.
You should. To prevent people from doing anything. Not anybody.
Time's almost up.
Man, some of these cats.
This.
Ooh.
I've got Wes filed under.
It's time.
I've got Wes filed under strong googling.
We're going to play with
Oh,
mirrors.
really? You can't just
The
now.
ghost of my Aunt Mildred loves to write words on mirrors. Pay attention to her unique handwriting. Now, Aunt Mildred is going to write a different word. But so will all the safe players. Draw a word on the mirror, and maybe you'll trick someone into thinking it's Aunt Mildred's.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Go ahead and start writing. Pay attention to the words as they appear, and try to spot my auntie.
What do you guys have to do here? Oh, this is crazy. Sex. That was definitely Aunt Mildred. Eddie Glass, totally Aunt Mildred.
So many convincing words to choose from. Now, type the word that Aunt Mildred wrote, or you die.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh, bye.
Enter the right word now, or you die.
I don't know. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Would the real Aunt Mildred please stand up?
It wasn't sex?
That's a weird mistake. Let me show you what's behind the looking glass.
Not the Aunt Mildred I know.
Uh-oh. Poor Matt.
Poor
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that
the
means.
audience.
Congrats on making it here alive. But can you escape? I'm going to give you a category. Animals statistically likely to outlive a moose. Tap each answer that fits the category and then press submit. Let's see the right answers. You move forward one space for each correct answer. You're a little bit closer to escaping. Oh wait, did you think it was going to be just you? Aw, that's cute. If a ghost catches you, they'll steal your life force. Then they can try to escape and win the game.
It's your
Here's
ghost homie.
everyone's next question. And they get a third chance to help them catch up to you. Time is almost up. Ugh, I gotta get some harder questions. clouds. Tony Award winners for Best Musical.
What? There's some member of the audience who's like, hell yeah, finally my category. What?
Oh.
It's the opposite of what I said.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
What?
Here comes the darkness. Ranks of organisms and taxonomy.
Organisms.
Time is almost up. The darkness approaches. Canadian national holidays. Enjoy oblivion in the darkness. Snoopy siblings. Songs from Grease 2.
This does not seem very trivia
Time is
murder.
almost up.
Absolutely. Girls for all seasons.
Somehow I got that right.
Ghost right behind you.
I looked out. Coming for you, Wes.
Ow, yeah.
States in India.
You know you're a closet.
A ghost stole your life force.
Yeah, what?
Lines
Stole your
from
shit.
Liam Neeson's speech in Taken.
Where can I pick up my daughter?
Yeah.
Where can I pick up my daughter?
Prepositions. Time is almost up.
Oof.
Quit.
Uh-oh. No.
Another life force swap.
Boo.
The darkness approaches.
Or Mike the Ghost again.
Not so fast. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need to ace this next question. And if you're still alive and want to break through, you have to get all three answer choices right.
Who was that?
Congratulations to Wes, who definitely cheated, but you know, it is what it is. No, I'm just playing. Big ups, Wes. Okay. We're going to reboot the franchise. Wes, Mike Mason at gmail.com. You need to hit me up immediately. Here we go. Boom.
All right, so everybody that was in the audience that wants to try and get in, get ready.
You have a whole new chance now.
Yep. New room code HDQM.
Yeah, well, you guys enter your room codes. Just remember we're playing for fucking. We got a KGB mood mat. We got stickers. Probably throwing some other goodies, whatever it'll be. But that's what we're doing here. And these are your room code to get in. You can join the audience and play along as well. Looks like we got a full game ready to go, so I'm gonna give just a minute to join the audience.
Glass was able to get in this time.
All right.
Hey, I need to go grab a drink.
All right, Carrie, do your thing.
I'm just in the audience, though.
All right, excellent. Hell yeah, thanks to everybody who played and joined us. This shit is too fun. If you've been with us a minute, you know, we used to do the game thing for a little bit, and man, I don't know, it's like all of a sudden I hit all these weird internet issues, as I recall, and we had to stop doing the live thing like this for a minute, but I think this is a lot of fun. This thing has a whole bunch of different games, and I'm kind of about this life, you know, like, man, we did what we came to do with the glass, and now we should have some fun together, you know? So, yeah. Turn this thing down a little bit, since you don't need to have a old school ass sounding soundtrack here, but you know. And I'll just give Carrie just a sec to get back, and then I guess we'll do this thing. Alright, let's do this. Carrie's probably coming. She'll be, but you know. Alright, gotta stop now.
Residents familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply as the Murder Hotel.
Crashing into another car, and then another car went ahead and crashed.
The infamous hotel was run by a mysterious family for several generations until close. In unrelated news, the trivia murder party killer is still on the loose. Up next, pizza.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. Your free spa weekend was a lie, luring you into this deadly trivia game. Only one of you will survive. And that one survivor better leave this hotel a glowing review online. I will not be screwed over by TripAdvisor again. Alright, first question. What's the title of The Little Prince in its original language? Use your device to answer the question.
These are just the topics cool guys like us know about. The fuck is this?
Time's running out.
Le Petit
And the
Prince.
correct answer is... Who got the question right?
Damn, man, a lot of you guys knew this. Okay.
The rest of you, follow me.
Wow.
Welcome to Room 101. Let's see who has ESP. Type in an answer that fits this category. Everyone else will answer too. And if anyone matches you, you die. And I do mean anyone.
Nobody picked B. Come on, Big Dong, hurry it up. I'm just playing.
Now, Let's see if there are any matches.
NFO
Good.
Glass, man.
Someone actively contributed to you being murdered.
I survived. This is amazing.
That part was confusing as an audience member.
Whatever, as long as it wasn't me.
Yeah.
We're not
that's
done
really...
with you yet. Okay, so don't freak out. But you're a ghost now. Keep playing, and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game.
This is crazy.
Oh, also, there's an audience in the game. If they survive,
Oh, the audience
you
is going
die.
strong this game.
Hot tip, you can join the audience at any time. Let's try another one. Which podcast features Felicia Day as a shape-shifting zookeeper?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Be funny if everybody heard me typing and shit, you know? Be like, Mike, what the?
That's exactly what's going on.
That's you typing, Carrie. Stop trying to make me look bad.
Almost out of time.
Damn it, baby, damn it.
This.
That's the answer that I meant to
The rest of you,
hit right
I wanna
after
show
I
you
hit the wrong
something.
answer.
Uh-oh.
welcome to room 227. Let's play a dice game. Don't worry, this one's real straightforward. The player who rolls the highest will die.
Sorry, NFO,
But
my
we've got
money's
some
on
help to make this more interesting. You have an extra die that you can give to whoever you want to make their odds worse.
What they? Why are they giving me the dice?
Roll them. The player with the highest total dies.
Damn.
Death
Wow.
by dice.
Look at that.
I know, man. This is cold-blooded.
When an audience member that's all jumping up and down too.
If that guy wins, I'm wiping the
I
mood
wonder
mat
if
on my
Pat
butt.
Sajak ever had to move back
No,
to
I'm
his
just playing.
parents' house. The path to stardom is not always a straight line. You know? I saw that on a Target pillow once.
Who's RW? Is that Rob, by the way? Is that Rob White, by chance? Is that my boy?
Let's keep moving. When were the first modern Olympics held?
"1946, man. They were like, fuck all these wars. We're awesome. Let's make an Olympics."
Yes, that sounds right.
Who picked this?
Damn.
Nice.
The rest of you who are still alive, come with
Couple
me.
people actually know.
Glass with a big brain. Whatever.
Ooh, a pile of money. This is every dollar I earned that summer I was a lifeguard. Take as much money as you want, but take the most money or the least money, and you'll be sorry.
This game was not fun with two
Fun out
people.
there.
It was not as much fun. Is that what you're
Nope.
saying? Yeah, I bet. Kind of fun as an audience
I'm
member.
excited to see what everybody took.
420 of the big
most
dog.
greedy and least greedy must be punished.
Ooh-wee. I'm dead? This is crazy. I don't even remember dying.
We're
This is
here.
terrible.
When one player is
Oh,
left
no.
alive, we'll go to the final round. Next question. What's blocking the man's face in Magritte's painting, The Son of Man?
Well,
Ah, the human buttocks in the Son of Man. Classic.
You might be right.
Who picked this? I'll have to kill my writers. Let's try another one. What is not part of a classic BLT?
What?
What?
Jeez. I got it.
Well, Carrie, don't tell
Aren't they
everybody.
being-
I mean, come
Aren't they
on.
being tricky?
I mean, technically, there could be corn in the fucking bun or some bullshit.
This.
But,
Suppose.
I'm just saying, we all got it, so. Except for these dorks.
It's time.
It wasn't straightforward. I sympathize.
It's the Pegs game.
Oh, this, man.
You're going to drop down
Oh,
this
yes.
board and
Just
try
do-
to avoid.
Sorry,
the
RW,
death
you're gonna
zones.
lose.
My advice is to just put it where it looks like it's gonna go into the peg, into the hole.
Hey, you! Pick the landing
'Cause-
spots that kill.
Oh, we get to pick the slots that kill. This is awesome. I know how to do this. Yeah, no, make it in the middle. Ah! Oh man, you guys are not fun.
Wow.
Where's mine? I
Let
said
the
4.
games begin.
Oh, never
Pick a
mind. It is
spot
4.
to drop
Oh, yeah.
from.
Good luck, RW.
RW, you are completely fucked. This is a great work on
It's
everybody's
like you don't know
part.
if they're going right or
Watch 'em
left,
get
but you
lucky.
know they're going down.
Great
Ooh,
job, you guys.
no.
I picked 4. Thank you. I got
was
you,
going to
baby.
Find the death zones, but whew,
See
I'm
how it
already
goes,
down.
man? When you pull that fucking give me an extra dice bullshit, wrong. What's your name? I'm gonna ban you from Torch Talk for this as well. No, just play it, RW. It's all good, baby. It's all in the game.
I think it's Rob White.
It's funny. Is it really? Is that my boy? Is that my
Let's keep
dog?
moving. Who are Claudia, Christy, Marianne, and Stacy?
What? I don't fucking know. What is this?
This from like,
It's got to be the Babysitters Club. I mean, come on.
is this a rap song?
A rap song. These are the members of Salt and Pepper.
Angela.
Time's almost up.
That's it. That's all I got.
Who picked this? Follow me. This one lets you protect yourself with the password. Enter a real 4-letter word with your device.
Okay.
Make it hard to guess. If your password gets cracked, you die.
Wow, really? So why don't you just put in like a random character string?
Now everyone else will try to crack the password. As a team,
Says it has to
guess
be
the
real.
password on your device.
The password
You
is
get a
like
clue
fuck
if your guess has a letter in the right spot.
or dick or
If
ball.
anyone figures out the password before time runs out, I will reward you all.
Nope. Sorry.
All right, 4-letter word.
This is a team effort, so share clues out loud with each other.
It's got to be a real word though.
It said real word.
Ooh, okay, hold on.
It's on I, it's on A, it's on S. Lots of X's.
Time's almost
A
up.
C. I have no idea.
I
Damn.
thought everyone was good at hacking passwords these days,
okay.
but I guess I was wrong.
Cars.
Let's try another one. What's the proper term for the Northern Lights?
You can get this one, Nina.
Who doesn't know this, man? There's like weed strains named after this shit.
Who picked this?
That's the clue they needed.
Well, didn't want that to happen.
Didn't want
Let's
that to
keep
happen.
moving. Which instrument is Kenny G best known for playing?
Dude, murder's in the oboe.
I thought it was the cymbals. I'm way off.
I don't know why, it just reminded me of that time that Fabio got smashed up by a bird on a roller coaster. I don't know why, man. Kenny G and Fabio just both got like ridiculous hair, you know?
Picked
Okay, alright.
this.
Damn. Dude,
Time for consequences.
how young are you guys? That's all I want to know. I'm not hating, I'm just like,
This one should be easy. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out.
Follow the
Everyone
rules,
else is
guys.
playing too. If any of them correctly follow more rules than you, I will kill you.
Uh-oh. No pressure, though.
The rules are already on your device. Go, go!
Bite
What?
was froze.
how do you get froze?
Oh, there he got one.
Is it
Apparently
clear that
he's
this
not a
game is
very
called
good
rules
Why do you get
because have to
frozen? I don't
follow
get
a
it.
bunch of rules?
Oh, who?
Man, naming stuff is hard. Almost out of rules time.
You're a good rule follower.
Who did this to
So
me?
with
You
RW
got
and Big Dog.
outruled.
Good rule followers.
Was this like people in the audience freezing me? If so, that is not cool.
No, I don't think so. I think that's just,
The giveaway is now for the newspaper that was
The audience is
mistakenly
currently in the
delivered
lead.
yesterday.
You go, audience. Embarrass the actual players.
the epic times.
Yeah, the epic times.
Let's try another one.
Just kidding, we threw that
Which of
away.
the following is not one of the daughters of Shakespeare's King Lear?
Man, I don't fucking know this shit.
Not one of the daughters.
I swear to God, if that bitch's name is Goneril, I'm
Right?
like, if you mess with a chick named Goneril and you get an STD, you have nobody to blame but yourself.
Yes.
Time's running out.
Big Dong's character kind of looks like a doctor, you know, with the headband and the big mirror.
Picked this.
Viola? Really? Goneril was right.
Fuck
wanna
that
show you
bitch.
something.
Goneril.
Wow. RW is saying
I'm
that it was
giving
not
you the
Rob White.
laziest
It is
gift
Rob,
of all.
but not
A
Rob
scratch ticket. Scratch and find $3 to live. And if you keep scratching, I'll give you cash for all the extra $signs you find. But if you scratch off even one skull,
many.
you die. Get to scratching. Ooh, wouldn't it feel good to scratch some more spots?
There's oh.
Ooh.
We
I
know
had
what
to
a
keep
losing
going.
ticket
Okay, so there were
means.
2 skulls. Good to know.
Only one of you is still alive. You know what that means. You've made it so far, but can you escape? I'm going to give you a category. Taco Bell menu items. Tap each
What?
answer that fits the
Seriously?
category and then press submit.
Carrie, some of us are experts at this. Okay.
I am
Let's
not.
see the right answers. You advance 1 space for every correct answer.
My guess would have been neither of them, quite honestly. So that was
You're on your way to
not
escaping.
good.
Oh wait, did you think it was going to be just you? Oh, that's cute. If a ghost catches up with you, they will steal your life force. Then they can escape and win the game.
Don't come in
Here's
for some life
everyone's
force.
next question. And they get a third chance to help them catch up to you.
Oh, I fucked up that shit
Time
big
is
time.
almost up.
Oh.
Did I?
it right accidentally. It's not what I read.
Agatha Christie Mysteries.
A murder is announced.
I mean, really, if it says a murder, it's got to be Agatha Christie, right? Aww. Or not.
It was. Good God. I am in last place. I do not like this game anymore.
Aww. Cross check.
How could y'all do this to me?
Don't fall behind.
Adam's taking a hit for you.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's only darkness.
Oh, the darkness is coming.
Boat-related occupations.
That's a funny question.
Time is almost up.
Oh. I'm just starting to second guess myself there.
There's always
I
room
don't know
in the
if you have points
darkness.
for answering sooner.
Coming for you fools.
Detective on a Law and Order show.
I don't... God damn it.
Yeah, you were.
I don't fucking know. NFL Glass probably just watched Law and Order before he started this show and shit.
Ooh, Lenny Briscoe isn't an actual character.
The end is near, but in a good way. The Great Muses.
Damn. It was the exact opposite. I fucked up.
You know.
The
I'm
darkness
gonna die.
approaches.
You're still hanging in there.
Born in South Africa. Time is almost up.
I'm a
Yeah, that's right.
You stole some
Somebody
yummy life
stole
force.
the life.
This motherfucker.
RW.
Squash. More stolen life force. One last trap.
Back
If you
in.
want to break through that barrier,
Back
you'll
in
need to
pink.
ace this next question. And if you're still alive and want to break through, you have to get all three answer choices right.
Probably Schindler's List and Home Alone.
You have to get all the right answers to escape. Plural nouns. Time is almost up.
We have a winner.
All right, Big Dong. Do you just take it? Is that the deal?
Yep. And the Big Dong lives.
All right, that big dick energy, fucking taking the fucking taking the win. All right. So Big Dong, you got to hit your boy up, Mike Mason at gmail.com. But now we're gonna do one round.
Something different.
That's right, of Joke Boat.
Oh right, Joke Boat.
Joke Boat.
Woo. All right, let's try it.
Joke Boat is what's up.
Get ready, jokesters.
Get ready for real jokes.
All right, Davis Alex 3, get in touch with Mike. MikeMason@gmail.com.
Welcome aboard!
LMNY.
You must be the talent. Please sign in.
All right, here we go. Joke boat.
Toot,
We're gonna
toot,
be
we got
stand-up
scoop.
comedians on boats, everybody.
All right, so
We got prizes for this one too. Fuck
I
it.
will certainly join in if there aren't 8 people joining, but
No, it's happening. It's in.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Ah, this is great. I
Love it.
love you guys. This is the fucking best.
You guys are awesome.
Let's move it, people.
This is great. These games are so fun when a bunch of people join. All right, we're ready. Fuck yeah, we're in.
All right, you can still join the audience, apparently.
Yeah, you can still join the audience.
Definitely join the audience because we need to vote these guys.
You guys
and
gotta
their
vote.
jokes.
Yeah, you get to vote for the jokes. And if you don't vote for me, you will risk serious problems.
Yeah, you'll just be booted from church.
Gather
Talk.
around,
No
comedians.
biggie.
Here's tonight's itinerary. We're gonna write some jokes and then test them out on stage. But first things first, it's brainstorming time. Before we jump into the jokes, let's do a little writing exercise to get inspired. On your device, you'll be prompted to write various topics like animals, people, or objects. Fill in whatever you think has a lot of comedic potential. If another player uses one of your topics in a winning joke, you'll get some bonus points.
Nice,
Generate
yeah,
as many as you
so-
can. You have 45 seconds, starting now. Okay,
My entry of
things up.
dildo was already submitted. Please try another. Great work out there, guys. All right, thank you.
Now it's time to write some comedy. Follow the steps on your device to construct 2 jokes.
Oh no.
Hope the captain's log to keep the audience entertained. Okay, guys, don't disappoint me. I'm expecting some good stuff here.
Okay, you should be starting on your second joke soon if you haven't already.
God. FYI, I did pretty poorly earlier.
This is true. I just.
I do stand by the
Be right back.
opinion that the 8 to 11-year-old demographic, perhaps even 5, maybe 3 to 11-year-old demographic would have really enjoyed my jokes. Mike didn't care for them. Therefore, I lost since he was playing 2 positions and I was playing 1. Right. Holding my towel and
Quick,
snake.
get those jokes in.
Mine was at least that good.
Oops, not everyone finished their punchlines.
All right, here we go.
We've got a great group of comedians who are chasing their dreams harder than my grandfather chased that whale that killed him. Let's welcome our first comedian to the stage.
Chasing our dreams. Now here we go.
You ready, the audience?
My empathy.
Oh, boy.
That was pretty good. That was pretty goddamn good. Boom.
Get a freedom.
Which comedian told a better joke?
Only 3 audience votes. Audience, 7 people and only 3 people voted. Come on,
I gotta pick up the pace here.
you're letting me down.
A round of applause for our next comedian.
Oh, it's a kitty.
They don't hear. Wait, what happened?
I choked. Bite Glass left. Or didn't get his answer in on time.
Oh.
That's
Let's keep
bad.
things going for the next
All right,
comic.
Bite Glass, step it up next round. You got this.
Oh, uh-oh. No, what? No.
Okay.
All right, well, clearly Carrie didn't appreciate that one.
Just trying to imagine rinsing you every couple days.
See, baby, they just gotta be rinsed every few days. It's the same joke. Big ups to my man for a similar joke territory. This is a legit competition right here.
Come on, audience, step it up. 1 vote, really? I mean, don't let me shame you or anything.
Word. Thanks, audience.
Yes, thank you.
Big ups. Hey, all right, we both won.
50-50,
Fuck yeah, all right.
everybody.
I'll
Good.
take it.
All right, let's hear it for the next performer.
Bite Glass, bring it. He can make all kinds of jokes that we can't.
Because his name is Bite and it's digital.
Yes.
Those people in butts, huh?
Oh!
Oh my.
Heyo.
I don't know about that.
That motherfucker choked. Info Glass, man. Come on.
Aw.
They booked out. They were like, this game is too slow.
Congratulations for winning.
I don't want to win
You
anything,
know
they
him,
said.
you'll love him. It's
Well,
this
hey,
person.
it's Beans.
Beans, let's bring the shit. What you got?
What up, John? Oh my.
Okay, okay. Holy daddy. Alright, I'm expecting the heat from RW, whoever you are.
Remember to say your catchphrase.
That's at least as good as a Carrie joke.
Damn, I don't even know.
Oh, you're tipping your hand. We can see your mouse.
No, well, my whole thing is down here.
Mhm.
I haven't picked anybody yet. These are both ridiculous. I didn't even pick. I didn't even know the time ran out. I fucked up. Alright. Strong audience preference for beans.
Folks, put your hand and hook together for our next comedian.
Nino Glass. Nino Glass. Excellent. Party on.
Oh! Somebody say night terror. I played to the crowd on this one, I remember. A boom! A boom!
I'm a little corduroy.
I can't hate if anybody goes with Ninos. That was a great joke.
Yeah, this is
Way to play the material.
tough round.
Wow,
Tough
alright.
round.
I'll take it. Whoa. Wait, what?
The audience.
Oh, I got you. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. The fellow players came at
Here's
me
another
hard.
comedian, whether you like it or not.
This dude looked like a robot.
A sexy robot.
A sexy robot? Really, baby? Thanks, so
Those
good.
glasses and that hair and
Look
that
at
bling.
that. Alright.
And that jacket.
Be watching out for some motherfucker looking
And
like
those
this.
heels. I missed the joke. I was so.
I didn't even see a joke either. What was that?
Oh.
They'll have to tell us if we get to vote.
Really?
Oh!
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay. Big wet squirrel and a lemon. I could go with that, sure. I gotta go with the donut thing though, because it has sex. That's a winner.
And donuts.
And donuts. Yeah, that's relevant to our prize. Shout out to KGB. This is exactly how you wanted your
Yes.
mats to be presented.
Absolutely.
And some
Absolutely.
credit to you.
Whoa, topic bonus, what?
We got more hot comedy coming up right now.
Joke Boat's amazing with this many players.
It is.
We're
Much better
gonna do another round. I can already tell you that right now.
Awesome.
I got prizes for days if you keep playing Joke Boat.
Just grabbing you to play.
Yeah.
What? Oh, didn't
Whoa,
think
whoa,
that through.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Whoever put in that as a thing was, yeah.
And they're like, oh.
Black.
What the fuck? Twats. See, twats could have been in that one too, and then
And moist.
this one black.
Holy
Holy
daddy.
daddy.
I like Beans comedy. What can I say? I don't know.
Oh my, that was an uncomfortable round. For
Yeah.
everyone.
Screen grabs of this are gonna get me into trouble. Torch
Mike-
Talk has been canceled.
Thank you. You've been booted from Torch Talk. Sorry. If you'd like to rejoin, we'll consider it.
And a tip of the hat to you.
Oh my.
Let's look at our starboard. That's a boat joke. My life
How we
is in
doing?
shambles.
Looks like a bunch of oh.
If you're at the
Longer
top,
zeros.
that means you're the headliner
All right.
right now.
I'm hanging in there. Wes is kicking ass. Wes Googled all his jokes, I can tell. I'm just playing. Whoa!
That ship is going down.
Well, we're sinking again. There's no time to write jokes from scratch. So, here's the plan. Let's rewrite another comics joke. You'll use the same setup, but we'll attempt to write a funnier punchline. The better the original joke did, the more points you'll earn for beating it. Can you steal the spotlight before the boat sinks? Let's find out.
I don't
Joke
know.
coach. So you have like a minute and 15 seconds-ish. Guys got this? Got a minute?
Yep.
Decorative lifeboats. Like decorative pockets. Yes. 45 seconds. Alright, we're down to about 20 seconds. That could be off by a few. Four.
Some of you didn't finish your punchline. The comedy is still going down, just like the ship. Let's hear it one last time for our performers. All right. What do you think? Does this joke beat the original?
Nope. Sorry, dog. And I'm also putting Nino Glass on the, like, not get using the guest room list.
Yeah. We have a backyard if you have a tent. Good one.
Vote for your favorite punchline.
That was a hot new addition.
Indeed.
Oh, it's better than the other one. That's for sure. No offense, but you know, even though Beans was the selector of a very controversial adjective or noun rather.
Yes. Plural
People.
noun.
Yes, colorful noun, as it would be, I might say. I wish they'd let me rework with that one, though, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Curious to know how you would go. Here's the twats. How are they doing?
Ah! Pretty good! Pretty good! That's pretty good.
Yes.
RW has done it. He's done the impossible. Rework that perfect.
Popular choice. You know, I had a group of cats walked into a bar and meow, so I understand. It's not easy. Oh.
Not a damn thing. But no. Ooh, tie ball game. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, those happy lobsters.
Which comedian is leaving with me in the lifeboat? Let's find out who deserves it the most.
Damn.
Ooh.
Very good.
Ooh.
You guys sunk the ship. Very nice, very nice.
All right, now's your chance, folks.
All right.
Welcome
room
aboard.
code.
I'm Chuck
room
Hull,
code
the ship's captain and MC.
THBG.
Grab your dummy and sign in. Let's move it, people.
PHBG.
Yeah, Carrie, you got to get in this.
I think so. All right. I'm waiting for others to join us. Oh yeah. Oh wow, look at this go. Okay. Who's this here?
We don't have all day.
Oh look, I even got the blonde hair and blue eyes.
You really do. Great job. That looks just like you.
It does. My eyes pointed different directions and everything. Good job.
All right, I see. Oh wait, there we go. All right, let's go. Audience, you can join in at any time. Just throw in the code and you can vote and such.
Yeah. Vote for Carrie.
Vote for Carrie.
Vote for Carrie.
Gather round, comedians. Here's tonight's itinerary. We're gonna write some jokes and then test them out on stage. But first things first, it's brainstorming time. Before we jump into the jokes, let's do a little writing exercise to get inspired. On your device, you'll be prompted to write various topics like animals, people, or objects. Fill in whatever you think has a lot of comedic potential. If another player uses one of your topics in a winning joke, you'll get some bonus points. Generate as many as you can. You have 45 seconds, starting now. Just like my premium cable bundle, this writing exercise is ending soon. Now follow the steps on your device to write 2 jokes. This is where the magic happens. Move on to your second joke soon.
Ooh, me. Took some time and actually thought about it and still have a lot of time.
I think I got this. I think I'm in here. I'm happy with my entries as well.
Not bad, not bad. 30 seconds.
I got too many beers. Everybody who wanted drunk fireside chat, you're getting it. It's happening. Cap 1 to a cap 10.
Vote for Carrie.
Time's almost up.
Nah.
Hi, folks. We've got a great show for you tonight. By round of applause, how many of you have hit a squid in the face just to feel something? Just me? Okay, well, put your hands together for our first two comics. Psst, don't forget your catchphrase.
That's a great joke. Me and Carrie have too much gelato.
I agree.
You ever notice how Mike looks like Mr. Bean on drugs?
Oh, God.
A boom. Talking about me. I'm not your dad's ghost either.
Which comedian told a better joke? Vote now.
This is what I get for entering my own name into that thing when you were doing the verbs. Oof.
You did too?
Cold-blooded.
Aw.
Somehow I got more points, though.
Make some
Yeah,
noise
I'm
for our
not
next
sure.
comic.
Oh, it's my turn again. Why are they called vaginas
Uh-oh.
and not cock kilns? You know what I'm saying? We trying to anneal up in there. Not your dad's ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my.
Okay? Alright.
Yes. They used to be called cock kilns. Or sheaths for knives and swords.
Boom.
Bazinga.
Cry me a mullet.
Which comedian won that face-off?
Cold ass grandma.
No shit.
Word.
People like the cock kilns.
I know. I actually think Nino Glass's joke is better, but I feel like I did the absolute best I could with that word. You know what I'm saying?
You did a pretty good job.
That's what I mean. That's all I'm saying. I feel like I did the best with what I was given. It's dystopia time.
Nice.
I
love dystopia. Uh-oh.
Oh my god. Circle Shack Rectum. Sit on my donkey. Oh no.
So appropriate.
No, this is a tough one.
Mike looks like the little guy from Saw on the trike, but without makeup.
Well, what?
Your character up here.
Oh, that guy, yeah. It's like, what?
No, you.
Our next comic needs an
Really,
introduction.
let me do your makeup next time.
Okay, fire this. Here we go. Bring it. Boom. Ah!
Give me biscuit.
Give me a biscuit. Alright, decent. Bring it. Can't just all be cross-eyed and tis.
And long hair.
Well, nobody noticed the hair.
You calling me a nobody.
This cartoon is all eyes and tits. Okay. Soup is welcome all year round.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like maybe I just don't get it.
Man, wow.
Oh, roses and everything. And happy
Damn.
hands. not
Nice
just a
job.
love picture.
Want some more comedy? Well,
Uh-oh.
here it comes.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Watch out.
Bring it, baby, bring it. I'm
Mhm.
sure this is gonna be gold. Are you gonna perform it yourself?
Oh, right, I gotta do this. Okay, here we go. Oh, I guess not.
Oh, baby.
Got away from me.
Boom! My baby. Oh shit! Oh, them haters just got put on deck. That's what it's like, though.
See you if you don't.
Little Snic. I'm sorry, they didn't have much to work with there.
It's true, it's true.
Solid joke, baby. Solid joke.
Thanks.
That was playing to the crowd, at least me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what they do! Ah! It is, man. Like, kids online are stupid.
Ahoy!
Except
It's
for
our
us.
next comic.
Alright, Beans. I got high hopes.
Yeah, but what you got?
Most don't. So I'm gonna say most don't do coke.
Ew.
And it's
That's what
like,
I'm gonna guess.
sit on my donkey.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! You know that's winning on Torch Talk.
Right, that's pretty funny actually.
That was fucking great.
Mine
Although I do respect that Coke reference. That was hot.
It is.
That was hot. I mean, I don't know enough about comics, but they probably do a lot of Coke. I mean, what the fuck?
Because I'm always stuck to some glass. No, I'm not drinking another spritz. What are you talking about?
What, girl? Damn, 0% for that Coke joke. They're not playing that.
Well, I mean, obviously,
Great
Clint
setup.
doesn't win.
Yeah, hell yeah. Great setup. That's
That was a
Alright,
good- that
let's
was a
hear
good
it
last
for
one.
our next comedian.
There we go. That's about Carrie. Milk bottle Smith.
You know that? I was on a milk bottle. I was on a milk bottle.
He got you, baby.
Marriage is a lot like parking lots.
Oh no.
Once you park, you pay.
Oh baby. Is this your succulent? Oh, I gotta give it up for you, baby. That was a good one.
I don't know if I really made it onto a milk bottle, but I was missing as a child for a few hours.
Were you? Where'd you go?
Well, me and my friend decided to walk home from a place that was kind of far away.
Okay.
Anybody?
Our next comic needs no introduction.
Boom.
I'm a depression. Mm-hmm.
Squad allow me.
Boom.
Well.
I'm sorry, the one had sex, so.
And you know, if it has sex.
I'm like 5th grade humor level here, so. See? See? Because old Kane popped out and pulled him. You're out of here.
Time to check the scoreboard.
Here's the board.
If you're currently
Ooh.
losing, might I suggest
Very
writing
nice.
funnier
Congratulations,
jokes?
Fire,
Just
to
something to
this.
think about.
Okay, alright, we gotta... Uh-oh. Rhino.
Take down the boat. Oh.
Well, we're sinking again. There's no time to write jokes from scratch. So, here's the plan. Let's rewrite another comics joke. You'll use the same setup, but we'll attempt to write a funnier punchline. The better the original joke did, the more points you'll earn for beating it. Can you steal the spotlight before the boat sinks? Let's find out.
Oh, snap. Can you go wrong with the steel drum music?
Well, that was awful. But maybe not everybody agrees with me.
When I was like 13, I went on a cruise,
Oh, yeah?
and there was this band that played by the pool, and I bought their CD.
They playing
But
steel drums?
It was all cover songs of
Looks
popular
like some of you
songs with
didn't
steel
finish your
drum,
jokes. Too bad.
and it was terrible.
It ain't over till this thing's fully submerged. So let's bring our comics
Alright, the
back
captain
one
knows how
last
bad
time.
these jokes are. That's why he's sweating. At least this one.
Whatever, baby, you better bring it.
Maybe I can say it better. A group of books walked into a bar and get drunk. They didn't get returned.
Oh, baby.
Which punchline is better?
The hell's a page stopper?
I don't know what that is either. Like bookmarks?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it was a bad setup all around. I feel for Fire this.
Alright.
Obviously
Like
better. And came in first initially, so.
Alright, looks like you did okay, despite that. I will perform the joke. Here we go. You ever notice how fantasies are just a fancy version of Fanta commercials?
Oh my god.
Because remember they got like all those Fanta girls and they're all dancing on an island and shit? It's
Did they
awesome.
successfully beat this joke? Vote now.
I'm just saying.
Yep. Yep.
Word. All right. Damn.
Oh,
Audiences.
it's time.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll split it, but I'm just saying. I'm glad at least part of y'all at least got the joke. 'Cause those commercials were lit. You know what I'm saying? It was like the Spice Girls, you know, but on an island, and fucking it was like orange soda, which is dank.
Oh my god.
Whoa! I don't. Sounds more like a cold seal to me, but you know, not just play it. Woo.
Woo.
Oh, nobody was feeling that one. Nice try, dude.
That's a hard one to beat.
Nice try. Nice try.
Oh boy. Oh, oh.
I'm not certain I do know what he means. I gotta be honest.
I do either.
Nino, would you explain in the chat what you mean? Because, you know, it's not just that she's my girlfriend and was going in on those dumbass haters,
really
man. You know, it's just...
There's got to be more to this than this is the problem.
All right. You barely made it out of that one, baby. Oh, achievement unlocked. We had locked an achievement, homies. This is awesome.
You know, I'm sure it was a good joke. I just didn't get it. Sorry. Probably because I'm not a millennial.
Oh, nice. I don't know. I don't know what to do here now. I don't know. I kind of like that Coke joke. I'm gonna alternate the mouse between the two with my eyes closed.
Don't take too long.
I took too long. I fucked up.
Aww.
Damn. Doesn't matter. Even if I'd picked the Coke joke, it wouldn't have been enough to make him win.
Oh, well.
Sorry, bro. All right, RW's laying it down.
Not gelato.
I gotta go with gelato because you know
That's
we're.
Gonna be the it's gonna be
We
the
had-
clincher for Mike.
we-
I'm gonna say.
Look, me and Carrie literally had a gelato Monday yesterday,
We
so
did.
it's like there's no way I can fuck around here. It's just
You know,
the
he's
truth.
spying on us.
Yeah. He took it. Nice. Okay. Fair enough.
I can only take one of you to safety,
show.
and obviously it should be the funniest person.
RW, congratulations. Fuck yeah. Alright. Okay. That shit was nice. Let's,
was fun.
yeah, I think it is time to, wrap it up.
Yeah. Thanks for playing, everybody. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was super duper fun.
Wasn't sure if anybody would be down for it.
I know, right? There's been times when we've done it and there's been a lot of people, and then there's been times where it's been like super laid back, you know? So, yeah, super duper thanks to everybody who tuned in to play and who tuned in for the glass demo and stuff. That was like yesterday to me. So
well, literally,
now
I think
I'm
it
just.
actually was yesterday.
It was technically yesterday, but more, it's just a mental thing. It's like we did a glass demo, whatever. Joke boat. Joke boat was incredible. No. These games are super duper fun to play with the homies. So I'm glad you guys were here with us to do that and kept the motherfuckers packed. Those games are way better when there's like 8 people playing, guaranteed. So that was tight as shit. It looks like my email already has some of the winners. If you were a winner, hit me up. Like the last winner or two is probably just getting a sticker pack, but like the first 4. I think are gonna get like maybe the first 3. I don't know. I got to see how many of these mats we got. But whatever. A bunch of you are getting those KGB mats. Huge shout out to the KGB Glass for sending these over. The homie Brian. Appreciate you, man. These are fucking awesome. Bam.
Bam. Bam.
Yeah. No. These are something special. And yeah, man, it's. Hope y'all had fun. I hope y'all enjoyed that demo. Mega thanks to Snic. That demo was just something so special and not what I expected at all, but like undeniably awesome. So that was great. Man, thanks to all you guys who tuned in, turned this thing into a legit party, and this is why I do this. I have a blast sharing this type of stuff with you guys and getting to have fun together. Shit's tight. I'm going to hand it off to Carrie. I appreciate you guys, though. Hope y'all have a great rest of your week. And the Torch Passers, look out. I got some hot shit dropping shortly. And fuck yeah, and until next time.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's always fun. Chat's always a good time when you guys hop in there. It was great to see like 100 and some people joined in the beginning of the night. There's still like 35 watching now. Thanks for sticking around and playing games and hanging out. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
all right.
Carrie,
thank you for being here with us as well.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate your contribution to the show and some amazing jokes from the boat. Yeah, somebody sent you this thing?
No, I bought this from Johnny Landini.
Okay.
Little octopus dudes, and he had a bunch of pendants. He does some rigs with octopus on them too, but I saw one and I really liked the colors, so I asked him about it.
Very nice. What's his Instagram?
Johnny Landini Glass.
Landini, Landini.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, that's fucking awesome. You guys are fucking awesome for joining us tonight. I appreciate y'all so much. Much love. Until next time.